Welcome to Video Game Crunch, your new video game podcast obsession, featuring your hosts, Anthony, Jake, and Zach. Now, sink your teeth into this exciting installment of Video Game Crunch.
Hey everybody, what is up? Today is March 11th, and I say to you, welcome to Video Game Crunch. We've got a full panel today. I am Anthony DeSillis.
Welcome to Video Game Crunch, your new video game podcast obsession, featuring your hosts, Anthony, and Zach.
We're good.
Now, sink your teeth into
next to
this
him, we've got
exciting
Zach
installment
DeSillis.
of Video Game Crunch.
To be here in person this week.
Yeah,
Sorry, couldn't make it last week.
We forgive you.
and we actually have a fourth panelist today. Returning for his second visit would be Mr. Keanu. What's up,
Oh.
Keanu?
I'm back.
How you guys doing?
Good. Very good.
How's everybody week?
It's been pretty good. There's a lot of exciting.
Smash
news.
Brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight in.
Yeah.
No boost. No. I almost moved.
Anybody have anything fun or cool going on this week?
This week, I
Yeah.
go to the doctor.
I have
That prostate exam.
I have
No,
a
no.
phone interview. It's
Phone
a-
interview
it's-
for what?
It's a company called Miles Technologies. It's just like
Oh,
Helen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Is
You
that
heard
like an
of
it?
IT
No.
desktop support?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
exactly what it is.
Nice.
Basically, it's what I'm doing right now. But
My name is Billy. That's how they always are. It's like my name is Billy. I'm like, your name's not Billy. Don't lie to me. I don't care like where you're from, but don't lie to me.
that's a good point. I'm gonna listen for that.
Well, we definitely have a big episode this week. We're gonna try to keep it at an hour. You guys think we can?
Yeah, we can definitely
Yeah.
keep
I mean,
it
it's
an
the
hour.
whole thing's
As long as
a
you don't
smash, so.
ramble on the entire time.
I'm not the one who rambles.
Yes, you are. You are the one that rambles.
You're the one who puts it on
I'm the
paper.
one-
2 hours later, rambling.
Well, we actually, I guess we could just start right into the community question. We actually had one this week, but I don't think we got any responses.
no
on it.
responses.
Wait,
thank
really?
You.
Yeah. The
Thank you,
question.
community.
Yeah, the question
What a great. I'm just kidding.
was.
Wait, maybe Kelly did. Hang on.
You gonna check it?
Yes, Kelly actually did.
Oh, she just did
She
it.
just responded.
Community.
Nice.
Thank you,
All right,
Kelly.
so the question was, how important is couch co-op as an option to you? Also, what is your favorite couch co-op game of all time?
Oh.
So, couch co-op, for those who don't know, is just co-op that you can play with somebody next to you, like split screen stuff like that,
Yeah.
rather than multiplayer online
Old
like your Call of
school.
Duty. Yeah, how old school used to be.
Right.
I guess we'll go with the question, our viewer answer first, and then we'll go round robin. Kelly Key says, "I wish more games had a couch co-op option. Playing sitting next to the person has a different feel than being online with them," which I completely agree.
Yeah.
It definitely changes the dynamic of the game. Keanu, how do you feel about couch co-op games?
I think it's a must. I mean, I think we started there, when it would pass, even if it wasn't actual co-op, passing controller over to your brother to play as Luigi after you die. Like, it's, even if you, and especially if you have family members who aren't necessarily into games,
Right.
the easiest thing is to pass a controller. Try it out, And I think we went through a phase of the last generation just like disappearing, and we're, thanks to Switch especially, but thanks to Switch and a couple other games, we're bringing it back. And I think it's really great.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's totally a must. I think it depends on
You
the
rap
game.
bastard.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes,
Maybe not. Yeah. Oh, no, I
Like-
didn't mean all. I didn't mean all. I
yeah,
didn't-
like, a game that's, like, graphically intense, pops, like, can't do co-op
yeah.
if it's, like, rendering two screens at the same time on the same system. Like, the new Halo, like, Halo 5, when that came out, that didn't have split screen.
I think that is what I feel like. I don't want it to mean. I don't think every game should have them, but I just think it should be. Like, I feel like last generation we had a lot of games like Halo. I think Halo should launch with it. I think Halo especially is a game.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
shoulda
it
came
started
with
with it,
it.
but have you seen the graphics for Halo 5? They're, like, outstanding.
I haven't. Well,
Or
I have. I
Xbox.
can't remember off the top of my head though.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of, the multiplayer is free, I think, on Windows.
Oh, yeah, the
Halo
Forge, right?
Mhm.
It's, like, all the custom games and whatnot.
Yep. So it's up there. But
Yeah.
Do you have any games in particular that you are really happy that they did couch co-op?
that they added it or that it's just in it.
That's just in it.
I mean-
And then, or do you have any games that you wish would add it?
Well, primarily Little Big Planet. Like,
Okay.
that game is so much fun when you have someone else to play with, and you each customize your character and just start like playing together. And then if as a game that needs, or that I wish it did have it, off the top of my head, probably like any of the Mario games besides 3D World. Like, Galaxy and Odyssey had like the
Yeah.
capping and
Yeah.
the star bits, and it's like
It's like pass
I'm
that
not
to
gonna-
your
That's
little
like
brother.
fake.
yeah,
Oh,
fake
yeah.
fake call. It's
That's-
the
yeah.
same as having the unplugged controller.
That's exactly what Jake said. It's just you pass it to like the little kids so they feel like they're playing.
Yeah,
when
like,
really
I'm
they're
doing
just doing
something.
nothing.
It's like, you're ruining my cap jump now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Zach or Jake? Do you guys have any couch co-op options?
That my favorite couch co-op?
Yeah.
Probably like Halo LAN parties, if that counts. Like
Okay.
back in
Yeah,
the day.
No, it definitely
yeah.
counts.
Halo 1 with like 4 Xboxes hooked up in one room.
Sweltering heat.
Dude, it was horrible. We're all like 14 and just like.
But we have to keep playing.
Yeah, I thought that was like the pinnacle of
I
couch co-op.
I mean,
There
was
were, I had
Halo
some
1.
great memories with that. That was, I agree, like the pinnacle. And
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
saw somebody recently pulled out the old Xbox. Was it Xbox 360? Yeah, that was one where I think I had the most memories. Like there was like a group of like 12 dudes who had like an old school LAN. This was like a week or two ago. I
Yeah.
saw on Reddit. They had like 6 TVs in a room, all of them with like 4 controllers on a TV. It was awesome. I wish that was more common these days.
Yeah. It's like really hard because everyone's so busy now and online
Yeah.
is so easy as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But I feel like even for kids who have, who were our age when we were, back when Xbox 360, Halo was all
Yeah.
on, I feel like there's less games that they would do that. these
Absolutely,
days.
absolutely.
it's
That's
not
exactly
as-
what.
It's all online.
That's exactly how I felt. Like, especially last generation. Like, if you consider like I guess Wii U, PS3, Xbox 360, towards the end, and the beginning of the Xbox One's kind of life cycle. It was like it was a disappearing. It was having a disappearing act.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I don't know. I just feel like recently, like in the last couple of months, especially, like it's come back, and it's people are starting to like either realize or companies are pushing it out there. Like, listen, guys, play with other people
Mhm.
Yeah, I think this,
in
Please-
person.
Please expand.
it's been about a year since the Switch has been out, but I think that's opening the
Dude, we
way.
just had our year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's kind of what brought back a little bit of that. I feel like.
Definitely agree.
All right. Well, moving on from couch co-op, I guess we should talk about what games we're playing. Jake, what have you been playing recently?
Well, actually, I just played Sea of Thieves with you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We did play together.
Yeah, over the weekend, the open beta for Sea of Thieves was available.
Mhm.
We're only the first people that came up.
Well, it
I-
was, the beta's been open and closed. They've been doing different testing, but this was the final beta before the game launches. So it was open for the weekend, but what was it, Saturday, Zach, when you tried to play?
Yeah, well, it was last night.
They cut it off to new players because their servers were full. And they
Right,
couldn't
Yeah,
have
so
any new people.
I was gonna try and join in to
Mhm.
play with them, but the game was like the developers tweeted out there where they're like nobody else can play the game because we're full.
That's insane.
So
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it is a beta.
Yeah.
What
Now-
were
So
your-
a scale test, especially like it's
Yeah.
funny. It's called the scale test. They're testing how many people they can get on a server, how much they can
So
support.
not all.
and they
of
No,
them.
reached
so-
their limit.
We're screwed when it launches. No.
Yeah,
I
pretty
hope.
much.
I'm very excited for it.
what were your thoughts on
Well,
it, Jake?
Before we go any further, tell people who don't know what it is.
All right,
Give
well,
a brief description
Sea of
about this game.
Thieves, from what we played, is going to be a multiplayer game where we're acting as pirates, and you have this giant ocean and all these islands and everything that you can discover. You get, I guess, missions from people on the main island,
Yeah,
and it's basically like, hey, here's a treasure map.
it's
Go out with your friends, find this treasure, and bring it back, and we'll give you money for it.
yeah. There's one of 3 missions. One is a treasure hunt
Mhm.
where it's like you find the map. One is a killing mission where you gotta like hunt down like skeletons and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So what we've seen so far, the enemies are skeletons.
Yes.
Skeletor.
Basically.
Skeletor. Yeah.
And the third one is like a merchant mission where you gotta like deliver something to another outpost.
Mhm. Now, along with going out, it's basically, you have your retrieval missions, but while you're out there, there's all these other players who are out there on their own ships doing their own missions, and they can actually come on your ship, kill you guys, steal your ship, steal your gold, whatever, sink your ship. So it's very open in that aspect. So what did you think of the game, Jake?
I thought it was alright. It's something I definitely won't play by myself.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, because it's
Right.
definitely one of those games you need with your friends.
For it to be
Yeah.
fun, especially for it to be fun.
Yeah.
You need your crew.
I like that it's kind of open world. They don't explain to you anything. It's
No.
just like go and get them yourself. Like
That's pretty cool.
Well, I feel like once the actual game comes out, there will be more explanation.
Prompts and stuff.
maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah,
It seems like
hopefully.
it's pretty popular on Twitch at least.
Yeah.
People are. It's
That's
actually
true.
it's pretty fun to watch. I will say. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched it a couple hours, I'd say, here and there. It's pretty fun to watch.
Did you play it at all? You played a little bit, right?
I didn't get a chance to, but
Oh, right.
I am beyond. My favorite show was Black Sails.
Okay.
You know, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I read Treasure Island when I was younger. Like I bought a pirate coat from the
pirate coat.
Yeah, from the Black Sails show. Like I bought it from the auction and
That's
everything. So
awesome.
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
That's cool.
I love just the mythos behind it. So and I have a crew to work with now. Like I already have my whole crew ready. So I didn't get a chance to try it out. I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a bunch of videos. I have it pre-ordered, and I'm extremely excited to try it out.
Would you pre-order it on?
Xbox digitally, so I can have Xbox
It's
anywhere.
crossplay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we didn't talk
exactly
about
what-
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
going to be cross-play.
Anthony was on his Xbox and I was on my PC.
That's right. And it works like seamlessly. I mean, the only
Yeah,
I may actually get it if it is crossplay.
I
It
pre-ordered
is, yeah.
it. I'm ready
Yep.
to go.
it's 100% crossplay.
Yep.
The only option like we saw was since Jake, you were on your PC, you kept logging out of the chat for Xbox.
Yeah, because I kept accidentally exiting the Xbox app.
Yeah.
It's just not running the whole time, so
But I mean, gameplay wise, I mean, there was no real lag or anything. Maybe like a couple parts here and there for when we were on
that
the
could have been the
sea.
servers. Too.
Yeah, that could have been the servers. So
Stressed.
it was good. Anything else you playing, G?
Right now, I actually just picked up Fortnite for the first time on PC because I tried a little bit on the Xbox, but I love it on the PC because it's so much easier to build than scrolling through like on the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
And I've been having a lot of fun with that. That actually made me buy the Battle Pass, which is like a little less than $10
Okay.
and it's per season.
Is that the one that comes with John Wick?
Yeah, if you get all the way to the
Awesome.
end.
Oh, I kept seeing I was like, that looks like John Wick. I didn't know that was actually supposed
Yeah.
to.
Or was it like John Wick?
Yeah.
So the first,
That's cool.
The first skin that you get is like an astronaut, and then the second
Yeah,
one
I've
is called
seen that.
like Junk Lord, which is like Star Lord from Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
using now. So I've been enjoying it. And they have recently just released the 20 verse 20 verse 20 verse
Yeah,
20 verse 20.
yeah, I-
5 teams of 20 mode,
That's
which has
cool.
been pretty fun.
Nice. All right.
Have you tried Fortnite?
No.
Okay.
You should.
We
Just
talked-
crossplay. soon.
Well, we talked about this last week. I'm daunted by the whole crafting aspect. I really feel like I'm going to be terrible
should
at
be.
it, and I'm going to die. Right? I'm
You
gonna
should
die real
be.
quick.
You should be bad or you should be nervous.
Now, since they're introducing cross-platform play,
I'm going to get
you should
reported
be-
for feeding. That's how bad I'm going to
Reported for sucking.
be. I'm going
Not
to be
if you play-
that bad.
even if you play solo, people are going to report you.
Yeah,
Killing you
because,
too
because
easily.
yeah, they're going to think I'm cheating. Zach, what about you? What are you playing?
Still Monster Hunter. Still just playing Monster Hunter.
That's not
Grinding
bad.
away. Did
Yeah.
you finish it?
I mean the story, yeah.
You
Okay.
did finish it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like Hunter rank like 48, 49.
Not to, you know. But,
Oh, no, that's
Wait,
that's
is
nothing.
that pretty low? Pretty high though?
I
I
mean,
for like a casual player.
High for you guys, but
Yes.
by my standards, no. There are
No.
people who are like HR like.
I'm failing. Stupid.
Yeah. There's people who are like 130, 150. Some people like over 200. It's
just
insane.
ridiculous.
But I'm enjoying that still. I'm doing a lot of like refining and getting achievements. I'm trying to get all the achievements in the game, so
Okay.
it's a lot of time we gotta put into it.
What are like some of the harder achievements to get in that game?
So one of the hardest achievements is anytime you encounter a monster, their size varies. It's like
Mhm.
Oh
it's
yeah.
like an RNG,
yeah.
like whether or not they have a dedicated size range. So
Yeah.
there's the very largest they can be, and then there's the very smallest they can be. When you fight the very largest and smallest, it's considered like a trophy.
Right.
So the hardest achievement is to fight the biggest and smallest of almost every monster.
That
There's
But
just
that's like
extremely
ridiculous.
annoying. That sounds
totally
very
RNG
annoying.
and
Yep.
It's hard to do.
The chance of encountering one of the largest and smallest is so small, but there's dozens of monsters.
Yeah.
Now, when
You can
go
see
in-
the rarity. Not to cut you off, but you can
Yeah.
see the rarity of a trophy, right? So do you know?
Mhm.
I'm assuming it's like 1% at this point,
yeah,
right?
it's I don't even know the exact chance, but it's so low.
It's probably 1% or something.
When you're the missions, they go from regular rank and high rank. Do you think it would be easier to find like a smaller monster on low rank and the bigger monsters in high rank, or do you think that really isn't like an aspect of it?
That might be an aspect. I don't know if I'd have to look and see if they can even be encountered at low.
Sounds like you're like doing the
Yeah.
math. It's like there's a lot of math behind this. Like
Yeah.
you're like writing down tables.
Min-maxing type things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I love about this game is there's literally like I'm really at the point where I'm like writing down armor sets and charms and like all right I need to
You have
get this
like a-
piece and yeah.
You have like a spreadsheet. I did that with the Division with like gear sets and stuff like
Yep.
that.
That's what I love about this game.
That's why I love micromanaging.
Is that all you're playing? Is Monster Hunter, Zach?
Yeah, I did download Fortnite with the intention to play it like the
On
teams.
PC or-
I have it. I downloaded it on PS4 and PC,
Okay.
but I have yet to.
I did this. I did the same exact thing. Download PS4, PC. Have a bunch of people. Same crew I'm playing. I'm going to play Sea of Thieves with. They have like, yo, are you gonna get on? I'm like, I just haven't gotten the chance to
Yep.
try. And then it's like I'm playing with a group of friends. So I was like, man, if I suck, it's gonna suck. Like I think I have to start on PS4 because I think I'm gonna primarily play on PC. So like, let me start on PS4, learn the ropes,
Mhm.
and then when I jump in with them, hopefully be some sort of like help to them.
That was
Yeah.
my intention too.
And I just never got around to it.
Also, I did one day. It was on Friday. I tried out the Rainbow Six Siege zombie mode.
I
Heard
haven't
good
tried
things.
that out
Heard
yet.
good things about that.
It was because I literally never played the game before. I even forgot I had it. I don't even remember how. I honestly don't know how I got it, but
That
I have
is
it.
life.
So I tried it out, and it's actually pretty fun. It's like Left 4 Dead with like objectives,
Okay, that sounds
and
fun.
like you have like abilities and stuff.
We'll never get another Left 4 Dead anyway because Valve is like they're just like done making it.
Yeah.
So it's good that someone else is picking up the slack.
But it's funny because they say this zombie event's only like limited time. It's like 20 days, and then
I see.
Which I think we
feel like
talked
they
about
should
before.
just keep it out there to
Yeah.
draw more players.
they
in.
might
Yeah.
be saying it's limited until they gauge interest. But I feel like they've already put so much resources into even
Yeah,
making this.
why do that? Why?
The maps are so detailed. There's so much like detail
Yeah.
in these maps. I was in awe. So they definitely, I think they're going to do more with them. But
Hopefully, I'm hoping.
All right. Well, what about you, Keanu? What are you up to?
I'll just do it really quickly. I'm just starting my replay of Kingdom Hearts because I didn't do it on PS4, and with the 3 hopefully coming out this year and the concert coming, I was like, you know what, now's my time. I'll get all the trophies. So started that, and then I'm still picking up miscellaneous stars and balloons in Odyssey. I started playing the balloon mode. I told you I was excited. It actually is really
I
fun.
haven't played that
It's
in a
fun.
while. I
Yeah,
haven't played my Switch in a while.
I usually
feel like.
can't balance games, but luckily Odyssey is a quick pick 'em up,
Yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts I know by heart.
Mhm.
So I have those two, and then I have one other game, and it's Odyssey. What the hell's the last game I'm playing? Odyssey. I don't. It'll come back to me, but it's one other game. Oh, I just picked up Sonic Forces just because I was.
Oh,
like, I was
oh, why?
I know.
How
No,
is it? How is it?
it's not
Terrible.
It's not great, but it's not horrible. It's
Okay.
it's mediocre. But I don't, especially lately, I don't go to a Sonic game for like, oh my god, it's. But the level, I will say this: the level design, or maybe not the level design because level design sucks, but the level details, like you said with the other game, Siege or whatever, Rainbow Six. The details of them, it's really cool looking. Like
Okay.
it's like
That's
it's really large and landscape, and it's really cool.
Nice.
I don't think I'm gonna pick up Sonic Forces.
That was a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I'm
I'm a Sonic fan too. No, that's not.
I'm a huge Sonic fan, but I couldn't do it.
I'm a masochist. What can I say?
No, I'm just saying I'm the person who's played through Sonic 06 like 3 different
Oh.
times.
Oh goodness
Yeah,
gracious!
Why?
Three.
It's not 06 bad. I'll put that out there right now.
I know, but like that's the level that I like Sonic.
Yeah.
But Sonic
No,
Forces,
no.
Sonic Boom, I passed on both of those.
Well, Sonic. We don't even get into that. Mania though. Mania's great.
Oh, Mania is really good.
Phenomenal.
I'm
I'm playing that too. Actually, I'm on like miscellaneous levels every once in a while.
Is that the one where like the modder like kind of worked with Sega
Yes.
to
Yeah.
make that
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
which is super
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Super cool.
right.
he should just take over everything at this point.
Yeah.
For Sonic's series.
I did run into like a ton of glitches on the Switch version.
The Mania.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like where I would just like run through the level and just like
Really?
multiple levels. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
It's really weird. Like I don't know.
Your Switch is effective.
No, I don't think so.
You should give it to me.
I'll take it off your hands.
I'll make sure it's
I
fixed.
mean, you did say you don't really play it, so.
I had Kelly's been playing mine more than I have recently.
Well, I have been playing
Nobody asked him.
Get out.
Stardew Valley still. I don't even know how many hours I'm up to now. And then-
Doesn't it have a record of that?
It does. I just haven't looked at it because I'm afraid.
He's
to.
never escaped. He's never left the save file, so he doesn't.
Yeah,
Get
I really-
he doesn't get a chance to look at it.
No, I just put the game to sleep and then start back up.
And you're
sleep, and it just goes. I play at lunch, like on my lunch at work.
What?
You know, when I'm at home,
I'm
I just take it everywhere.
You're
And
that
then,
obsessed with it?
yeah, man, I'm freaking addicted to it. It's terrible.
That's good. That's good though.
First step is admitting.
I'm like up at 140 hours in Monster Hunter, I think,
Nice.
which
Wow.
is a lot.
And then, like Jake said, we were playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Which,
definitely.
So excited.
yeah.
When does that actually come out?
20th.
The 20th.
So
Ooh, I
next
think
week.
Next Tuesday.
Next
Tuesday.
Next Tuesdays, and then we're gonna be up at midnight. Like
If you
Monday
pre-order,
into
you get a
Tuesday.
coin.
A coin.
Yeah,
I'm
so
annoyed. I did it
What do you
digitally
mean
so I could play it
what
on
do you mean
both, but I
coin?
didn't get the coin.
like a physical, like Pirate's Booty coin.
Even the digital one?
No.
No. And then
I
you
know.
get like what, like
It's
some,
$17. You can like buy it for like $15 or something. I
Yeah.
don't even think it's worth it, but you can buy it for
Yeah.
like $15.
I'll be busy the 20th playing Attack on Titan 2. Or else I'd join you.
I guess you gotta pick your
What kind of
battles.
game
You
is
choose
Attack on
wrong.
Titan 2?
Attack on Titan. Well, the first one,
Was
I'm pretty
terrible.
Sure, no,
Yes.
The game?
Yeah.
Did you play it?
No.
Actual garbage. No.
It's made by Koei Tecmo, the Dynasty Warriors people, and it's basically like a Dynasty Warriors type game, except you're like people from Attack on Titan. You're fighting Titans, and you're like flying around. It's really fun, like really fast paced gameplay, and I really enjoy it. And,
I played my first Koei Tecmo Dynasty, Fire Emblem Warriors. I loved it. I loved it. I love Fire Emblem. I love that strategic RPG.
have you played a lot of it?
Of that game?
Mhm.
Yeah, I got like 1/3 in.
Okay. 'Cause I had that too. I just never.
Yeah, I really what they did cool was they took the hack and slash of that, but they added in the Fire Emblem's management, where it's like you have your units, you can switch between them, you look at the map. So
Mhm.
that was actually a great surprise. I actually really enjoyed that.
I bought Fire Emblem's Warrior or Fire. Yeah, that
What?
that game that you're playing.
Words.
I bought that from Best Buy, like the collector's edition.
Oh, did you?
For like $30. It was on sale. I haven't opened it yet.
I got it for
I don't-
free.
I don't.
Did you?
What?
Yeah. I ordered it from that's but I ordered it from Amazon. They sent it to me in like this envelope, and it was all banged.
Envelope?
The box was all banged up, and I messaged him. I said, "This is so." At that time, it was still sold out. I said, "This is sold out everywhere. Like, what do you?" I bought this from you guys because I wanted to keep it as a keepsake, and it's all banged up now. He's like, "I am sorry. Can I refund?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "You keep." And I was like, "Okay."
Wait, it was like a third party through Amazon?
No, it was Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Insane.
That same thing happened to me with Bravely Default, like the collector's
So
edition. There was like
annoying.
I wanted,
very
I wanted
limited.
the collector's edition for you.
I got that, and it was like just like the box was bent up a little bit. I was like, "Can I return this?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have no more." I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "We're refunding you and giving you a $20 credit."
Yeah.
at the same
What?
time.
Yep.
I was like,
But
I
if,
get
like,
this-
if it's a collector's, it sounds kind of petty, but if it's a collector's edition,
Mhm.
the sole purpose most of the time is to keep that box, is to
Yeah,
keep
right.
everything up. So it's a legitimate complaint. I can't get this anywhere else. It's sold out, and I bought it through you guys because I wanted to keep it, and it's like all dinged up. So
yeah,
yeah.
It was like just like the corner was crunched up. I
That,
was
that's
like,
how my
It was annoying me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to get like
Yeah,
a.
I'll have to.
Sorry.
I'll have to complain more now.
Yeah.
I get banged up packages. I didn't even
Amazon-
realize.
Well, I
I know
spend
service
enough
is
too.
pretty-
Like I order so much through them that it's like. It's kind of justified. I barely reach out to them, so I was like, "You guys are gonna have to do something to make this right because I spent more than enough money."
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm sure that they that probably plays into it a little bit.
Yeah.
They keep a record of that stuff.
I would hope
I
so.
feel like I'm not accusing them of anything.
All right. Well, I think it might be time for that old favorite. Let's crunch into some news.
High pitch crunch. Is that what we're gonna
No high pitch.
So the news is kind of all over the place. I mean, it's not even so much game news. I got a lot of like.
How many school
Yeah.
shootings have we been through?
I don't have any on here. But,
Okay.
That's not what we're about.
Please stay. Please stay.
Wait, video game news.
Yes.
Not news.
No, I mean,
Interesting.
yeah. So we got a lot of movie stuff, TV stuff. It's all over the place. But
Usually, I think Keanu should lead us off.
okay.
All right. So you want to jump right into that, or do we want to start?
I just go.
All right. So the Nintendo Direct was this week.
All right. So
Uh,
that's last.
No.
He needs to get right into it, man.
Wiki, that's gonna be like the whole end of the show.
All right. Well, how about
okay.
this? Well, how about this? That just came out. There's a rumor that GTA 6 will take place in both South America and North America.
That I did not
Huh.
hear.
I didn't even think they were planning on making.
How many
doing
card
that.
shark things are they going to release?
100. And there's rumors that it's gonna be in Vice City as one of the places that you go
Yeah,
to.
I did hear that.
That
which
yeah.
is, I think, first of all, everyone like reminisces about it or has
Mhm.
nostalgia, even though it's not that old. So that, I think, in a high res updated graphics engine is just gonna like
Vice City was my first GTA, so
Yeah.
I enjoyed that game.
was many
a lot.
people's first many things. Was that the one with Hot Coffee or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, for many people's first.
Yes.
He's like reminiscing. He's like, oh god,
I just remember like Katana chopping people's heads off.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds violent, Jake.
Good
You
music.
might have
Oh,
issues.
that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Good music.
Blame
in
it
the
all
game,
on that.
too. Very good music.
So good.
Speaking of the violent video games thing, so we said last
Oh,
week that Trump
gosh.
wasn't meeting with like what was it, a certain organization about games, but he did meet with
ESRB, right?
no, it was somebody else, but he did meet with like some members of Congress. I think some of the people who headline like E3, some other.
I think it was the head of. I think Gearbox. I think the head of
Mhm.
Gearbox, and the head of, because I just read this. It was the head of another game company.
Yeah,
And they released the. They released the
The-
sizzle reel.
yes, the
It was
reel was a
literally.
joke.
It was literally like what you release at E3 to get people pumped,
yeah,
and it was the worst of the worst. And it's so much cherry picking, and it's like.
So
okay.
the reel, you can actually watch the reel that the Trump administration showed these people to basically say, "Hey, video games are bad and they're making people violent." it was stuff like clips from like Fallout, Sniper Elite.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you were watching earlier?
Yeah.
Wait. The funniest part was it was like a video of someone in Fallout going for the bad karma run and like
Yeah.
going up to people like having tea and like using VATS up into their face and just
Right.
blowing it up, and it's like,
And if you
Okay.
don't
No
know what
one does
Fallout
that.
is, when you play
And if you do,
Fallout
like-
and you get like certain critical hits, parts of body parts explode, or there's blood everywhere. That's just part of the game. It's not.
I think this conversation. First of all, I don't think any of us should even waste time on it because I think it's a waste of breath. I think it's tired. And if we're gonna summarize it very quickly, we have ESRB, we have a rating system. All those games you showed are either probably T or M.
Yep.
And with M, you have to have a parent buy it.
There you go.
So then that goes back to this is on either
The parents.
right. It's on the parents.
Always
You
the
need to
parents.
watch your child. Either that or you can't. The child cannot get it. Just like you can't get like most of the time. You're supposed to be carded. You can't get it without a parent. So they've done what they've needed to put restrictions in place.
Yeah.
And
Just like I said like 2 weeks ago, I think we need like higher fines for stores that sell to minors.
yeah, exactly.
That's all
Or-
it is.
I think even just like enforcing it more. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think like 2 weeks ago when we talked about it, the places that are, I don't know how rampant it is, like where they're getting away with like selling to minors, but I feel like they're not going to get enforced because it's a win-win for both parties. They're making money, and what could they care
Right.
if they're going to let like one kid every now and then get away with the game that they shouldn't have? They're not going to.
Yeah.
Well,
Nobody's gonna-
basically the consensus from it was the video was a joke. The whole meeting was a joke. It was a waste of everyone's time. It was
What do
nothing.
the Republicans think? They're probably like, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like this issue especially. I feel like from all parties is just so misunderstood. Just really quickly, it's funny if you look back at the Obama administration. When the last, I don't know, there's so many, but like the last big shooting that like really was like people started having a conversation that lasted longer than a day. He had Biden have a meeting with a bunch of like gaming heads, and Biden went in and said, and it wasn't video games. It was all forms of media. It was movies. It was television. And Biden went in and he said, "I'm not here to judge. I know what people say. I'm here to learn."
Right.
And I feel like in this instance, that was, he went in to say, video games are bad. You're doing this to our children.
Yeah.
And it's like right off the bat. And fun fact, Obama put forward because we don't know everything. We don't know. We don't have any studies. This is this, and Obama put forward to have studies done. Never got funded. Never got
That's
funded.
ridiculous.
It's okay though. That's society.
Yeah, as long as we have our games to vent through,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're fine.
All right, so I'm gonna rattle off as much of these things as I can. If you have like an opinion, go for it. But let's try and move this along.
Opinion?
Yeah, I mean, if you feel
I'm
strong
full.
about it. Well, I'm sure you are.
Okay.
First off, we got Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 are being remastered and put on PC.
Never played them.
Also, you
Really?
get them for free if you had them.
If you have the originals,
That's
you get
pretty
them for free.
I have them on Steam, I think.
Are
I
they
never
triangle
played 'em.
boobs still?
You get 'em for-
Yep, triangle boobs. Look around.
Triangle.
Yes.
Yep.
Are they remastered?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just the boobs are
Oh well, it's,
Yeah.
it's yeah. Everything else is remastered,
high,
but the boobs
high
are still triangle.
def. Point.
So usually we actually talk about speedrunners, but I get all this information from IGN and other various things.
Don't
so-
disclose our sources.
I have to. I'm not taking credit for any of this stuff.
How dare you not be all boots on the ground like with speedrunners?
Boots on the ground.
So we have another speedrunner for Ratchet and Clank, which was one of the free games for PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Uh,
He beat it in 2 minutes.
no,
Okay.
2 seconds.
The speedrunner's name was Does This Username, and they beat it in 27 minutes.
Close.
Just so you're aware, the average playthrough of that game was it the main story? Do you
Yep.
know, like just main story? It's 10 hours.
Yeah, 10-hour game, beat it in 27
I don't
minutes.
understand. Like,
Yeah, wait.
Wait.
I don't-
so when a speedrunner goes through, do they do the thing where like they exit a game when a cutscene comes on and stuff like that, and that doesn't count, and then like
There's-
they restart the game?
I can actually speak to a little bit of this.
There are rules.
It depends on what type of speedrun they're doing, because for every single game they have different, like, okay, you can do, there's like a glitchless % where you play through the game and you cannot do any glitches. There's like a category where it's you can beat the game, but you have to watch all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
It depends what category. It may have been a category where it's like just complete the main story,
Yeah.
or like
Right.
for example, like Breath of the Wild. There's a category where it's like go through all the main shrines, or the 4 Guardian shrines, or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then beat the game. But it depends on the game and what category. So they may have just been doing like get from when you launch the game to the final
10,
boss. Or
10
cutscene.
hours. I mean,
Did you find what kind of category it was, or is
No,
that-
I didn't. You can watch the stream if you want.
Damn
They
it.
have it up.
Okay.
I didn't see what the category
Okay.
was. But another one we have is Rise of the Tomb Raider speedrunner. what is it?
I haven't played that one yet.
The Artistic Ballistic. Beat it in less than an hour. Zach, you have
Let's
the,
see how long to
see
beat
what the
Rise of
average-
Tomb Raider.
Yep.
On average, it's 13 hours.
So 13 hours beat in less
Like,
than an
I
hour.
don't understand. Like,
Are they folding space time? Are they like?
In some games, yes. Like that's why speedrunning is so interesting to watch, and it's definitely something that if anybody, these numbers are appalling.
Yeah.
I would really recommend just like looking up a speedrun of one of these games. that we talked about.
my favorite thing is Super Mario World when they're like actually like picking up a shell at a certain time and like reprogramming the code.
Yeah.
Seth Bling is one of the guys.
Like that's
who's famous for
absolutely
that.
amazing.
Like 3 backflips in a row, and then you die. You go through like the whole second world, and then
Well, this guy specifically, what he does is I forget the name of like what it's called, but he programs the game to like what's the word?
Is it the assist or something like that?
No, he's
okay.
doing this himself. It's Super
Right.
Mario World, the one with like I think Super Mario World 2 or whatever. He is on a specific level and like executing a code within the game through his movements and item placements.
That's
And
insane.
I think
forcing
I've
the
seen
game to go to the end credits. It's crazy the things people can do.
hacker man.
Yeah, he's like the closest thing.
So now we got Fortnite. It was announced that we're going to get cross-platform play with
Is
Xbox.
Sony playing nice?
No, Sony is still not on board. But we
Sony's
got-
not
But you can. There's
working.
I'm 99% sure there's a way to go around, circumvent that, and still have PS4 crossplay. I read that somewhere or other.
But we
I
got
believe it.
right now it's announced we got Xbox, PC, Mac, iOS, and Android because it was-
Everybody but
yeah, so
I
Fortnite
can't
will
believe
be
it's
on
even coming
mobile.
to phones.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
on
know.
mobile.
That's
It's
gonna be
like-
terrible.
I don't even know. Like,
But you
that's what it's gonna feel like playing that game.
you said, Jake, that in order for like the mobile players to play with PC, they have to opt in.
Yes,
Yeah.
which that makes sense because if you're playing in someone with a PC on
You're
your
gonna lose.
touchscreen
Yeah.
phone, you're
Yeah.
gonna get smoked.
Mhm.
Although if you're good, I'm sure you'll get.
No,
like-
you're not.
No,
It's not
there's
even gonna
no
be
way.
close.
It'll
There
be
is
less
no
of a
way.
it'll be less of a murder.
You're gonna get absolutely destroyed.
Just think of like when you're playing on PC, you have all the options for
Well-
like, creating and shooting and all. It's easier, and then you got the controllers a little more clunky. Imagine it on a phone where you have no controller.
Yeah.
So you
Just
could maybe
attached
do
to
like
You're
it.
just that good.
I wonder if they'll have like Bluetooth controller support or something. But then why
I
would you
mean,
play it on your phone?
yeah, then
If
why
you
would
don't have
you
a
need the
console.
phone?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, phones cost like 3 times as much as consoles.
Yeah,
so,
but
There's so many ways where this doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't. But I mean, that's just something I guess they figured they needed to add.
I'm sure it'll get
That's
massive
a good
support.
move by them.
Yeah,
I feel
smart.
like open that.
especially while it's this popular. It's
Yeah.
the fact that they're doing it this quickly is good. It's good for them. But
So
IFC,
yesterday
hello.
was
Thanks for
the
tuning in.
10th, which Keanu, what would yesterday be?
Mario Day.
There you go,
Yeah.
Mario
March
Day,
10th.
March 10th.
Yeah.
Mar
Mark 10
Mar
Day.
10.
There you go. So to celebrate, Nintendo partnered with Google Maps. I think they did this kind of thing last year too, where if you know anywhere you need to go, you have an option to make your cursor Mario on his go kart.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
love
I actually tried it out today. We were driving around. And it was pretty cool. And then,
it. Just
yeah.
for that.
that's literally all. I was like, wait.
Wait.
I need to do this.
Because
And-
it was yesterday and today, right?
yeah, I think yeah.
I think it's for the whole week. that's
Oh, is
gonna
it?
be Going on,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I mean, I feel like they had so many like missed opportunities with it because as it's going, he doesn't make any noises or like I feel like just even on the road they could have thrown like a shell or something or like
I don't know.
Wait, I think
Yeah.
what would have been
That might
cool.
have been too much of a distraction.
Hey, if you play enough Mario Kart, you get like PTSD. You're like driving, you hear like
I'm
a
not
shell,
saying,
and you're
I'm
like,
not saying like there's a part like go tap and click. I'm just saying it would have been cool. But what I think would have even been easier if you go past like a certain speed limit, he basically starts going to like the star mode and he just starts.
Yeah, that
would.
would-
I feel like
yeah,
that could have been
yeah,
easy
yeah.
to do.
But then that's gonna incentivize people to drive fast.
Well, I was on like if I was on the highway, I was like if I was going above 45 or whatever, I feel like that could have done something.
It's a cool idea. I
But
think they
it-
should have done something more. I agree.
I think when it gets to the end, he just goes like "Woo!" or
Yeah.
something like that.
That being said, let's appreciate the fact that they're even doing it because
Yeah.
like 4 years ago, we would have been would have been a part of conversation. Nintendo would have been solely on their console doing
Mhm.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. 3 with more gold. Like so,
I'm pretty
definitely
appreciative.
appreciate where we're at right now.
Yeah. Nintendo's definitely they have come a long way.
Which we will get to in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
So how many of you guys have Alexa? The little.
Yeah, I have one.
I throw her
Oh,
out.
I do have one. It's not on though.
I throw her out.
Did you
Well,
really?
Google Home is way better.
Did you have it, Alexa?
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard
Did you
Google
throw it
Home
away?
is a lot
I
less.
just threw it against the wall.
What?
It was horrible.
Abuse.
She did nothing.
Well,
She does almost everything else.
According to this, she
Google
did
does.
do something.
Well, there were reports this week that she was just randomly laughing.
Nope.
Yeah, I did see
Nope,
that.
time to go.
You can, yeah.
Like-
So there's actually videos of people are just sitting there watching their Alexa, and no, there's no sound. They weren't prompting it or anything.
I wanna
The
see
ring
this.
lights up, and you
Time to
just hear
bounce.
Alexa laughing, just like ha 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 ha, ha. And it's the creepiest
I would just
thing.
run out of the house.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna pull before I forget. I'm gonna pull. Up some
Please
videos
pull
of
that
I
up.
would
So
believe.
Amazon released, their statement saying like, oh, it's a thing
It's a
where
ghost, it's fine.
people are accidentally prompting it or hear something, and then, they fixed it. But there's literally just people who put up these videos of them or reactions of Alexa just laughing randomly.
That's really
and
creepy.
it's a creepy, real creepy laugh.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't like that.
That's the next Bloomhouse movie.
I saw
guaranteed.
one person was like, I was literally just laying in bed trying to sleep, and my Alexa started laughing.
Dude, I'd be
Can you
dead.
imagine just
Gone.
being pitch
Nope,
black
gone.
in your room and
Out of-
Alexa, like,
I'm
what?
like, just get up immediately.
Yeah,
like,
Just like Scooby Doo run out of the house.
Sonny, get the shoes on.
Scooby Natural, huh? How about Supernatural with Scooby Doo?
Yes, I saw that they have the clip on it.
Yeah,
for
it looks. I mean, I love Scooby Doo, so anything with it, I'll watch. But that especially looks like it's like a fresh take on it, so I'm
Mhm.
excited for that.
So I don't know how many freaking Pokemon Go different ports and stuff we got going on, but
Ports?
well, not ports, but copycats.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Universal just announced they're doing a Jurassic Park Go. Basically,
Stop.
it's called Jurassic Park Alive.
So do you everywhere you walk?
Well, the thing is, they actually said that you don't even necessarily have to leave your house,
Okay.
So they're-
which is weird.
It's like that for my Pokemon Go though. I have such a good hotspot
So
that they're
they're
always at
basically
my
saying
house.
like you don't have to leave the house, and I don't think it's necessarily going around catching dinosaurs, but
Okay,
other-
then what am I
What do you
doing?
do?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
point?
I don't know.
Catch
Maybe you're
them.
fighting. I don't know. It was just
Hey,
very
You're
very
examining
little.
their poop.
What?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Go collect.
There's
amber
no
fossils.
berries.
But,
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Okay.
we don't need
They-
that, right?
It's time to stop.
Well,
It's time.
Yeah.
You gotta plot.
No, I don't. Have that.
All right.
What were you gonna say, Keon?
I don't even.
Just tell them to stop.
Yeah, stop. Yeah,
Knock
dude.
it off.
How many of you guys grew up with Blue's Clues?
I did. I
Blue's
loved.
Clues.
I
watched
I
it.
loved
Well,
it.
So that was 2 hands going up for if you can't.
I
see.
watched
Fine.
it. I didn't watch
Or-
it though.
Whatever. So they Blue's Clues went from, I think it was 1996 to 2006, and the regular guy, Steve, I think it was his name, he was on till
Died of
2002.
heroin overdose.
Okay,
did
no,
not die,
that's
he's
not.
still alive.
What?
No, he
Lies.
was perfectly fine. His,
He
they
went
did
bald.
in show.
He went bald.
Yeah, his brother came, took over the
Joe.
show.
No,
for the
his
last 4
cousin.
years. Was it his cousin?
Mm,
I'm pretty sure it was his brother.
I'm pretty sure it was his brother.
Whatever.
His brother
Anyway,
Joe.
they're
Get it
bringing
right.
back. They are bringing Blue's Clues back.
Good.
Are they doing? Well, is that all you wanted to say? So they're bringing it back.
That's all I want. I think
I
I,
heard
saw
they're-
something that John Cena actually wants to be the new.
I heard they're doing like open invitations.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
like-
open invitation. Like, hey, if you want to be the new Steve,
casting
let
calls.
us know.
You know what? I saw like
I think I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
no, a few years ago, I saw Steve was like doing a talk, kind of like a stand-up thing, and it was
Yeah.
actually like really well spoken, and it was
He
actually
went
pretty
to, like he
entertaining.
actually did go to college, and he's like
Yeah, I like that.
graduate. I think he's into like music, and like he's
Everyone should check it out because it's actually a really good video.
Yeah.
Very insightful.
there. You go, Steve from Blue's Clues.
He's
not
bald.
dead.
Insightful.
He's bald now.
He is bald.
No, yeah, Steve. Yeah, Steve.
There's nothing wrong with being bald.
Nah,
Well,
man.
but I'm just saying. You might
Bruce
be,
Willis did
You
it.
might,
He
you might
was
be
a
expecting.
badass.
He had some luscious hair.
Like Mr. Clean.
He's
Like,
a
Uh,
tie dad.
so the studio that ported Skyrim to the Switch.
They need to stop
Okay.
porting.
Well, the studio.
Skyrim's coming to iOS.
No.
Oh,
They
I-
want to port Monster Hunter to the Switch.
Oh,
They're
okay.
asking for
Please.
Nintendo-
All right.
Start back up again.
Continue. It's
They are
time to
asking
go.
for Nintendo's permission to port it.
And what they
Well, again,
say.
wouldn't it
There's
be
no reports on it
Monster
yet. but-
Hunter's permission firstly? Because like,
I mean, I guess
I
that
feel like
makes
they have
sense.
the ultimate.
I feel like
say.
wait, Monster Hunter World or
Yeah, Monster Hunter World.
Double Cross?
World.
Okay, I feel like Double Cross should have been in English already. Like I
Yeah.
watched gameplay of that and
Mhm.
it looks pretty
You're like,
sweet.
why are you not
Yeah.
releasing this
And
stateside?
like I don't speak any Japanese. I wish I did, or else I would have imported it.
There's a lot of people who will import those games and not speak any Japanese.
Yeah.
And they'll
there's
still-
like there's guides that be like, all right, this is what you do to get to the gameplay, and then this like they'll just have lines that say like this is what this means like for everything you need to know.
I feel like it's too much for me.
Yeah, at that
that's-
point it's like
that's too much.
That's the
effort.
cult that is Monster Hunter players.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's how dedicated this fan base
I
is.
feel like also going back, Monster Hunter World might be too graphically intense for a Switch. Like,
Yeah, and I feel like
Really?
they, I mean,
Graphically?
they can,
yeah, definitely.
they can tone it down though. I mean, look at Doom, right? I mean, like
yeah, they could. There's
they
just
can tone it down.
there's a lot in that game, like a lot like graphically and like They render a lot when you're in the maps.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could maybe.
I
tone
mean,
it
if
down,
it
but-
runs 30 frames on the Xbox One, what is it gonna look like on the Switch?
Yeah.
Side scroller.
Get back over here.
Well, we'll see if anything progresses.
I'm
from
excited
that.
for that
That
because
would be cool.
there's definitely going to be another Monster Hunter to the home console just because this is the best selling.
Oh yeah, it's the best one. What was it?
Best selling Capcom game.
Yeah, best. Yep, that's right. John Williams, who was the composer for all of the Star Wars movies, I believe, did it for 42 years. Says that
He's
after
dead?
No,
Okay, good. Thank God.
after 9, he's gonna stop being a composer.
Which I think is like a good legacy. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the guy. he
40
did
years,
so
he should
much.
retire.
42. Get it right.
Whatever.
Give the guy his dues.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
he's-
that many years into the, you should be retired at any job,
Yeah.
honestly.
He would just put him out the pasture. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
In the middle of like making a song, you're like, come on.
Come
yeah.
on.
All right, we got this. New
We're gonna
guy.
take him out to the
We're
back.
Gonna pay him
Take him out to the
minimum
shed.
wage.
Get the
Gonna
key.
do
As you shoot him, he's making like the sound. He's like,
it.
So for any Pokemon fans out there, which I guess
There's not a lot of them. I
All
don't
right,
think.
well,
they don't exist.
I still like Pokemon.
Me
I
too.
play the
Wow,
games.
guys.
Yeah.
I like Pokemon.
oh, I was being sarcastic. I think there's a crap ton.
Well, there you go.
yeah, I
So
was being sarcastic.
the 21st season is going to air in U.S. and I think Canada. I forget what that the release date is for
I
that.
think Canada.
But March 24th on Disney XD. 21st season is going to
I
be.
thought it was on Cartoon Network.
No, Disney
No.
bought the rights like
Yeah,
a
Disney.
season and a half
Pokemon?
ago. No, well, of the
show.
cartoon.
Okay.
It's going to be on Disney XD and it's going to follow the new games with Ultra
Adventure.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
it's
Look
called.
at that Alola.
Yep, it's going to be Alola.
That's literally what. No.
This is the one that a lot of people had gripes with because it looks more like Ash looks more cartoony and
It
If you-
holds up decent. I mean, the last one did such a good job of like actually progressing the story that this
Yeah.
one kind of bounces back a little bit, but it's still pretty good.
so that's coming. I mean, I'll watch it.
I'll probably-
I'm not
I'm gonna-
watch it.
I'll put it on in the background.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
may go out of my way to watch this,
I don't
which
watch
I've never
TV,
done before for
unfortunately.
Pokemon.
Like even if I'm just playing like Stardew Valley or something, like I'll throw on Netflix and I'm trying to finish up the last show they had. I forget whatever the last tournament he's in where he like almost wins. He actually almost becomes the
It was
champion.
so close. Yeah, it was in
He was in the finals.
Yeah,
and he threw it
just
away.
like screw block, character progression.
Yeah. So I mean, I still watch that. So I'll watch the new one. Kristen Wiig has been confirmed as Cheetah for Wonder Woman 2. She's the villain for Wonder Woman.
It's funny.
I don't know
It-
what
Didn't watch the
yeah,
first one,
I
but-
You didn't
mean,
even watch.
No.
All right, I'm not even looking
What
at
is
Jake.
Cheetah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't
She's
look at
literally,
me.
literally a cheetah woman.
yeah. It's funny
Is it
because
like-
it's Marvel. It's like in casting we trust, but it's
Mhm.
DC, so it's kind of like they have a spy track. Where
I don't
Jesse
know how-
Eisenberg didn't really redeem himself after people said that like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not gonna be good. Like he didn't end up being amazing. Like, who was Ben Affleck was good as Batman, but
Yeah.
their casting hasn't been as solid as Marvel. So I'm a little apprehensive about that.
Not that I'm not a fan of Kristen Wiig, but I just feel like she needs to do
Is
something.
she
different.
Elsa?
Wait,
What?
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 Elsa? No, that's Kristen Bell.
I tried.
You were close. I'll
no,
give you.
no,
I'll
no,
give you
Actually,
credit for
no,
that.
she's Anna. Elsa is
In Dina Menzel.
yeah,
if
Dina
John
Menzel.
Travolta comes up, he's like,
So I mean, I don't know. I'm not really too excited about that.
I don't know how. I mean, I can't speak to her full acting capability.
She's basically she's
I don't
the
even
big
know who
SNL.
Kristen Wiig is.
like,
She
she's
has-
Indian.
I don't
she
know how
has
big
done
she-
a dramatic role in the past, though.
Yeah.
One.
You
Dramatic.
like, never see her in those roles.
Yeah,
I don't know who Kristen Wiig is. I
You
can't
know,
put a
she's-
face to her.
He'll
Here
find
you
her.
go.
Yeah.
She was in Ghostbusters.
Oh,
The reboot.
new
The
one?
reboot,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very
We
good.
called
You
it
know-
Ghostbusters
you
the
know her.
reboot.
Yeah. That's terrible if that's the first thing that comes to mind. She was in Ghostbusters.
The reboot.
The
It's
reboot.
always
Oh,
at the
okay,
reboot.
yeah.
It's actually
Yeah.
they changed the
Was
name
she in
after
Game
they
Night?
released
Yeah,
it to answer the call because
That was so weird. You go through the whole movie and then end credits come up and then it's just like, oh, by the way, this is
It's
called
answer the
What?
call. Yeah.
That was so dumb.
But just to summarize that news real quick, like I just like if it was Marvel
I think
doing
so.
this and they casted like someone out of left
I
field,
don't
like
think so.
like Josh Gad for like a
No,
serious
I don't
actor,
Yeah.
I'd be like trust in Marvel. But
Yeah.
DC's record is so spotty that while I will remain open minded, I'm just apprehensive.
Well, on to Marvel. John Favreau, he's the director of the Iron Man movies. He plays Happy in the
Yeah.
Iron Man movies. He's going to be the new director for a Star Wars TV show.
So great.
And it's going to headline Disney streaming service.
It was the smartest move. I mean, people are like, "Oh, that's safe,"
Mhm.
but it's safe because he makes so many good movies. Like
Yeah.
he started the MCU on Iron Man.
Right.
Then he went to Jungle Book. He started the animated to live action craze when he did Jungle Book, and now he's doing Lion King. The guy's super talented. I'm very excited to see
Wait,
what
there's
he's
gonna be a
gonna do.
live action Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cast is actually really, really
Yeah,
impressive.
strong.
Real
yeah.
lions. I don't know.
Adam West, for those who don't
He's
know,
dead?
He passed away.
He is
yeah,
dead.
he's been dead.
It's not funny, but
Oh.
just the way you said it.
So
Of
he's
all
dead,
the-
yeah.
Of all the people.
Kristen
Adam
Wiig
West.
dead, too?
No.
Adam West, is TV's Batman, and he's been on so many
TV's
other-
Adam West.
TV's
Okay.
Adam, Mayor
Adam
Mayor
West.
Adam West.
Yeah,
Mayor.
Mayor Adam West.
Adam West.
So for those who don't know, he passed away this past year.
That sucks.
So
Oh no, was it? I think it was in early 2018. I think, or
no, it was,
no, it was.
No, it was the end of
2017.
2017,
Okay.
I think.
we had the Oscars last Sunday, and they always do an in memoriam for all the people that we've lost in the show, or the movie business. So they go the actors, makeup, all those people. He was left out of the in memoriam, which was
That's
actually kind of a
stupid.
big deal.
Well, it's
That's
happened in the
stupid.
past with other
Do they just forget, or do they do that?
I feel like they forgot.
every once in a while it's a different reason. I can't remember if it was Harold Ramis that was the last time I remember them doing that,
Mhm.
but it's been a couple times and they've asked them about it and they've been like, either they've forgotten or they said that they don't. Like the one time they said their contribution was more for television,
Yeah.
and so we reserved that for the television, whatever the television awards
Mhm.
are. So I feel like in this case that might have been it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I still
Did he
think
not
it
pay money to
sucks.
Hollywood or something like that?
How
Did he
did
not
that-
bribe Hollywood?
that
enough?
escalated
Maybe.
quickly.
Does he have a star on Hollywood?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Does he?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mark Hamill just got one.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and,
think that skip ahead. And
no, that wasn't it. We talked about it. Well, I think it was last week, but it was George Lucas and Harrison Ford were his
Yeah.
presenters.
Yeah, he's got a. Adam West has a star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Black Panther.
Rar.
It's been out for
Wakanda
a month
forever.
now. There you go. It's still #1 at the box office, even though we just had A
Disney
Wrinkle
shot
in
himself
Time.
in the foot with that.
Yeah, they really did.
And you can't blame them because who would have thought it would have held this strong this long?
Yeah, so 4 weeks at #1, which is really good. It
Fantastic.
made 41
Not
million.
phenomenal.
41 million this
What?
last week,
No plans to say it.
Wow.
and
I'm sorry.
it actually hit the 1 billion mark.
That's a lot of moolah.
Yeah, $1 billion.
That's nothing to Disney, but yeah, it's a lot of mola.
So A Wrinkle in Time came out this weekend, which I actually saw. I'll give a review in a minute, but it only made 33.3 million.
Which is a
that
horrible
a lot?
start. What's the budget on that?
It's-
150?
It was 103 million to produce it.
103, and that's not counting market. That usually doesn't count marketing. So
Nope.
yeah, that's a horrible start for the weekend. I mean, I'm not horrible, but it's not a strong start,
Yeah.
especially for a storied book like that. Because I remember reading it.
Yeah, I read the book.
They
I
Not
mean,
good.
like you said, it's kind of a win-win for Disney because Disney made Black Panther because Marvel, and they made A Wrinkle in Time, so they're still making money off of
yeah,
it.
they're still making money, but
But yeah, it definitely it put Wrinkle in Time behind a little bit.
put a wrinkle in Wrinkle in Time.
Ah!
I was waiting for that one.
I saw the movie yesterday.
What'd you think? Not good.
I was expecting
Booty.
I was expecting a lot coming into this movie because, like I said, I read the book.
Yeah, I
It
love
was basically the first
book.
sci-fi. I didn't even realize it was the first sci-fi book that I read as a kid.
Yeah.
And I had really high expectations for it, and it was okay. It was actually really trippy. Like you think of, I don't know if you guys saw Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
Either
I
one?
I did.
No.
I saw
They're
the
going
first
Going
one.
with was
Directed,
no, John,
directed
Johnny
by.
Depp wasn't in it.
Yeah,
was
Yeah, he was. He
played
was
the
Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah.
Jake
yeah,
Those
Johnson.
movies are kind of considered trippy because
Right.
Like-
this was actually more trippy. I feel like, and it was just, I don't know. It
Did
was
you like it though?
if I had to give it out
He
of
read- he
10,
read
I'd
the
probably
book.
give it like 6.5.
That's what he
honestly.
read the book though. Like it's
Did
so
it feel
hard
like a
to,
safe
to.
movie?
No, I think they took chances, and
It just didn't pay off.
it seemed there was a lot of points where it was just awkward, and it kind of got dark. Like I mean, it got real dark. I just for a Disney
you
movie.
need to adjust the lighting a little bit, or
No, not, I mean,
Don't
No,
you
because
start.
that is an issue sometimes with films.
Yeah.
But no,
But
in this
like,
case,
wait, but that was that in the book, or did they add stuff?
it was the book was
I did-
kind of
because you
dark,
read the book,
but,
like-
it's geared towards kids. Obviously, this movie was too because it was Disney, but it just seemed to have the real deep undertone of just depressingness.
seedy,
Yeah.
dark.
So I mean, I wouldn't go rush out to see it. It was okay.
I mean, I didn't have high hopes for the film because I didn't read the book, but like,
Yeah.
The marketing wasn't strong, and I think it's
Yeah.
the same mistake they made with John Carter.
I think they
I
did
think
a
the
lot
marketing
of
was okay just because they headlined Oprah basically more.
Yeah, but think about that though. Like she's super. Everyone knows Oprah, but like
Mhm.
when was the last time she was in a good movie?
That's true.
You know?
I don't even know what movie
Well,
she was in.
she's been in a
She
few,
was in a-
but she's usually
I don't
like
wanna sound
supporting cast. not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
She was like, well, but either way, John Carter, Lone Ranger. This I feel like this Tomorrowland.
Yep.
They keep-
This one did worse than Tomorrow. Oh no, it just beat Tomorrow.
Yeah, it took.
Did
It's, I feel
anyone
like
see Tomorrowland?
Yeah, I
Was
liked
that
it.
good?
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't
it
terrible.
canceled Tron 3 for me, and I'm so I can't even think straight when it comes up to my head
Yeah,
because
Keanu's a big Tron.
yeah,
fan.
it ruined Town 3. They didn't make it because of that. But it's the
Yeah.
same mistake they keep making.
So I guess we can go to the games being released this week. That's cool. Anybody got any other news they want to throw out before?
What is it? That A Quiet Place movie coming out next month? I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
looks,
reviews have
really,
been-
that looks
have been
really
good.
good. Yeah, it looks good.
The guy from The Office, what's his name?
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
And his wife,
And
Emily
his
Blunt,
wife, Emily
who will be
Blunt.
the new Mary Poppins.
I
I
will.
thought Yandu was the new
Poppins
Mary
at all.
Poppins.
But-
I said I thought Yandu was the new Mary Poppins.
But I'm really excited for that to come out. It's April 6th,
Oh,
I think.
I did see
Yeah.
a preview for that.
I'll see that one. That
Where
one
it's like if you
looks-
make noise, you get killed.
Really
Yeah,
quickly,
there's, like,
can we just
aliens.
talk about the fact that he went from? I mean, he always will be remembered for his role in The Office, but like he definitely like broke that typecast.
Mhm.
Like, and it's funny because I feel like everyone still says like that's the dude from The Office, but
Oh, yeah,
he's
no,
still,
I
but
have
you,
always.
he got like swole and he's like
He
doing
did.
it. He's doing
And
it.
he's I
On
think there was like a TV,
Amazon, yeah, he's on
yeah,
Amazon as
Jack Ryan,
yeah, I think Jack Ryan,
Reacher or something.
Jack
like that?
Reacher, yeah,
Yeah,
one of
he's-
those
It
names.
reaches.
He's
One of those
basically like
names.
what is it? Mission Impossible kind of.
Yeah, yep.
And I think he's actually the executive producer behind Lip Sync Battle. If you guys seen that show.
I
Yeah.
have.
I know of it. I haven't seen
Yeah, I
it.
think he basically like helped create it.
You know,
That's pretty cool.
I would love for him to be Mr. Fantastic, for Emily Blunt to be Miss Fantastic, and
That would be
once
pretty
once Marvel gets Fox, I think that'd be. I mean, once Marvel gets Fox, that'd be cool.
Anything else, Zach? That was it.
That's pretty much it. I
Jake,
mean,
you know anybody?
No.
Big news.
Attack
No?
on Titan. Keep an eye out. I'm really excited for it.
So games releasing this week, we got Devil May Cry HD. It's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, PC. Comes out the 13th. Kirby Star Allies on the Switch comes out the 16th.
Have that pre-ordered.
25th Word, the Silver Case.
What?
Yeah.
Is that title?
Are these just games titles?
Yeah, these are just.
Well, that last
it's-
one,
It's
it's-
pretty weak this week. That comes out the 13th. That's on PS4 and PC. Golem is a PSVR game. Comes out the 13th.
What is that? Lord of the Rings Golem?
No.
Yep, it's all about Golem from from the Lord of the Rings.
You like
The whole thing is
Golem?
Andy Serkis.
And
Which I wouldn't be mad
then,
about.
the last one, Pure Farming. That comes out PS4,
Yes!
Xbox
Pure
One,
Farming?
PC.
You might actually like that.
No, because it's going to take me away from Stardew Valley, and I cannot have that happen.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like the only
Oh god.
Kirby is like the strongest.
Yeah, that's
one
pretty
out
much
there- out
the
there.
big one.
All right.
Movies this weekend. Again, it's really nothing fantastic. I mean, there's
Talked
one
about
I've never heard of Nothing Fantastic.
one
That's
I
why
will
is
see.
What is with you this week?
The one movie I will see, the one I'll probably get dragged to, and then the other ones just don't even bother. But we got Tomb Raider's coming out this week.
Is it?
The movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh man,
I know it's coming out because in one of the mobile games I play, they're doing like a crossover event.
that's cool.
That's cool.
So that's how I
Nice.
knew about it. I don't even care for it, but I'm like, you know what?
I'll see
Cool.
that one.
I might see it.
And
Is
then
it a
the
Square Enix game?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably
It's
why.
not published by them, but it's like it's
Okay.
Square Enix characters.
and then the big one that's going to be like the I don't even know if you would call it a tearjerker or whatever. The one that your girlfriends are going to drag you to, Love, Simon, about the kid who is like secretly gay and
The dude from Jurassic World.
Yep. And he's coming out to like his family and he's trying to keep it a secret from everybody in school. Yeah, that's whatever. I'm sure you're going to wind up seeing it if you have a girlfriend. And then you got just
Cool.
random stuff. Was it Flower? I Can Only Imagine, The Forgiven, Demon House, 7 Days in Entebbe.
Okay.
Oh, whatever.
I-
And then Back to Burgundy.
okay.
That's what's coming out. So
I'm
basically,
on Burgundy?
go see Tomb Raider and that's
yeah,
about
I
it.
could use this break anyway. I'm glad we have a little.
Or
bit
go
of
see
a
Black
lull.
Panther
Yeah.
for the third time.
What kind of purpose?
Oh yeah. Did they announced the second one is officially being?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's in
which-
yeah. He
Yeah.
officially said if you don't think that we're
We're
not
making-
making a second one, you're,
You're
out of your mind.
crazy.
So the other big news that we had this week, which is
The biggest.
basically what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the show, Nintendo Direct. They had their Direct show.
For people who don't know, before we continue, Nintendo Direct. Nintendo is a game publisher.
Really?
Yes. For people who don't know.
The
But
oldest.
what they do, so like there are major like video game conferences that throughout the year, like E3, all that stuff. But Nintendo does their own like they're called Nintendo Directs. They're like these
They're like
video.
mini-
Directly to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Nintendo directly announcing and like being like, hey, this is what we're going to be releasing soon. So they do that. They actually do a couple every year, I think, like
Yeah.
smaller ones.
It ends up being for the most part one every 2 to 3 months, and then they'll do like mini ones, which are like
Okay.
5 minutes based on one game.
Yeah.
So Nintendo, the publisher, they released a Nintendo Direct. Yes, 2 days ago.
No, that
No,
was
it was earlier
it
this
was-
week.
It was the
Yeah, it was like
5th, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like it was just yesterday.
It was
but
no, it was the 8th. It was,
I tried.
It was like it was yeah.
it was sometime.
It actually kind of showed a lot of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
whether you want it to be big or small, it definitely ended on a high note. We'll get to that because that's going to take up a lot of time.
I said throw everything on the ground. Like, oh my god, which is
So-
what I did.
First, it started off with WarioWare Gold for the 3DS. It's going to have 300 micro games.
I played WarioWare for the original Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Like the original one. I loved it.
Yeah,
it was like
They're
one of my
fun.
favorite
WarioWare-
I've
games.
played a few of them.
Yeah, it's a really good series. It's pretty like up there.
I'm sure no one really played it because the Wii U didn't sell well. But the Wario game for the Wii U,
I got that one. I think.
the one game in it where it's like Pictionary.
Yes, we play that all
Oh
the time.
my god, it's so
Oh,
much
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
It
we
is like
played that a
the
lot.
pinnacle. It is so much fun.
That was
Yeah.
I've
basically
taken
the
it to
best thing about that whole
I've taken
game.
it to like parties
Mhm.
and played it, and people have loved it.
That's what we do. Every
I
time we have
played-
like family parties, we were
The
bringing
only
it.
other WarioWare game I played was for the Wii. I thought that was like really
That one was
interesting.
good.
Where it's like
That
you gotta
one was
drop
good.
your controller.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You gotta drop your Switch. No.
Throw it.
300
No.
games though on it. 300 different micro
It,
games.
well,
They're so small though that
There's-
like,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
well,
it's
the perfect
it's, you know,
amount.
a few seconds you
They're
play it and
very,
it's
like,
over, but
kind of like repetitive. Like this
Mhm.
game will be like
Press A.
get the dog to this one, and the next one will be like get the cat to this one. It's like kind of similar.
It's
Pick your
definitely-
nose with this one.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a very Japanese game though because like it's got the random stuff.
Yeah,
where,
like they get like their game shows. It really
Yeah.
is like a bite-sized version of their game shows.
Mhm.
It's cool. It's exciting.
Next up, we got Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers for the 3DS. Comes out May 24th.
I know nothing about that.
You
Yeah,
ever
it's-
played
it's-
any of the Dylan games?
It's
They
like
got
a,
Dylan.
is he a hedgehog?
Dylan!
Or is he like a, what is he?
Armadillo?
Armadillo. Okay.
I'm a Dylan.
All right, well there's that.
I haven't played
Um,
my 3DS in a very long time.
I
It's
feel like that's your
collecting
answer for
dust.
everything.
Well,
I haven't
no.
played this in a long time. I haven't.
That
seen
being
it.
said, I haven't touched my 3DS in a while.
I played it like last month for Metroid.
so a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to play that.
a
and I played-
while.
It's been
Yeah.
a while.
Next up, we got Mario and Luigi Inside Story 3DS.
They
And it's
skipped,
also,
I am
they skipped Partners in Time, and I
Yeah.
love Partners
Partners
in
in
Time.
Time
What the hell
was
was
Is this a
that?
remake?
Well, because they, I
it's,
think,
yeah, and then it's got a kind of like a sub story, Bowser Jr.'s journey.
Journey.
Oh, how cute.
I forget.
But what were you gonna say? Why did you think
I
that?
feel
they...
like there was like something really like with Partners in Time. I feel like there was like a gameplay aspect that needed to be on like the 3DS with like the touchscreen or something, and
Mhm.
I don't think that's on the Switch. I don't remember though. I think I could be.
But this is on 3DS.
Yeah, but oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's 3DS.
Yeah, I was.
I
I,
just- I
thought
feel
that
like
was
there's
really
something-
weird that they skipped it. I don't know why they didn't just go and I love the
love
game.
all these games.
Yeah,
in
don't
the
get, I loved
series.
all of them. I'm a huge fan of the series. I just
Yeah,
thought it
Partners
was
in
super
Time definitely
weird.
was fantastic. and
Yeah.
they
I
should
never
have that
But I
way.
am excited-
played
I am
any
excited
Mario
for it.
games.
They're good.
Are
Yeah,
they?
yeah, they
you
are.
should you should try one.
They're
of them.
very good.
Yeah.
Are they
Oh,
like
no, I-
RPGs or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an RPG.
Yeah.
And they have great humor. Like it's like
Yeah,
super
oh, yeah.
like well
If,
written.
if any, just start with the first one. Just try it out, and it's
Yeah, they just re-released the first one on 3DS, upscaled with new like. So you have to try that one.
I still gotta.
I gotta find my 3DS.
It has dust on it. I can't find it.
Next up, they showed Detective Pikachu. Comes out March 23rd.
They
and
failed by not having Danny DeVito as a voice
I
of
know.
Pikachu.
Oh
Just
my
saying.
god, that would have been amazing.
Along with
What?
the game, they are releasing the giant Pikachu amiibo.
I want it. It's like 20 something bucks.
I
though.
still might get it though, because like just imagine having it right here. Like
Yeah,
Wait, how big is it?
it's,
like yay big.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
pretty
giant
big.
Yeah.
Pikachu amiibo.
Why?
I
Is
don't
it-
know
Wait, is it
why.
the fat version or?
I'll show you. No,
No,
he's-
it's a slimmed down version.
No, he's more of a fat Pikachu though than like a regular Pikachu.
Yeah, he's
Is-
bigger. He's got
yeah.
a hat.
like
Is
there's-
he?
they even showed in the direct. He's like,
What y'all? Oh, not
well,
I'm
that-
out of
he's like-
shape.
Yeah, he tries. He's like quick attack, and he just
He's
goes,
like
did I do it? Like
the whole time I watched it, I'm gonna play. If I do play the game, I'm just gonna like put Danny DeVito's voice over
It's like
that. I'm gonna.
30
I mean,
bucks.
it's pretty close. It's just
Wow, it's expensive.
basically like what you would expect, like an older,
That's crazy.
like drunken detective guy's like, ugh,
I'm too old
I'm
for
gonna,
this.
yeah. but,
Danny
like,
Glover appears out of nowhere. Mel
just
Gibson.
imagine that voice coming out of a Pikachu.
Okay.
So that will be out the 23rd.
It's 30 bucks, by the way, for that.
$30 for
for
the
that
amiibo.
amiibo.
Oh,
It better be
cow.
Although
like-
this is the size comparison. That's the regular.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a giant.
it's like double or
That's
almost
a
triple the
giant
size.
Pikachu.
Now this one kind of annoys me.
What?
Luigi's Mansion
Yeah,
for the 3DS.
I want it for the Switch.
If it came out for the Switch, I would be buying it immediately.
I agree too.
That being
loved
said,
Luigi's Mansion.
if they're looking, so first of all, I'm very happy
Mhm.
because it shows that they consider it a franchise. Because I love the series, I love Ghostbusters, I love Luigi, so Luigi's Mansion is a no-brainer.
Mhm.
The one thing I will say about it, were a couple things. Is one, it's a short game.
Yeah.
It's a very short game.
Yeah, it's
so
like only a couple hours.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so they got to be maybe they want to be careful about how they release certain games. Like if you're on the 3DS, you expect kind of like a bite-sized game sometimes, and if you're on the Switch, you might
Still
expect
so
a little
much.
bit more.
Mhm.
Also, Dark Moon came out on the 3DS, so
Yep.
they might be trying to cater to that audience because it sold actually really well on the 3DS. And three, same thing, maybe gameplay or graphic engine wise. I mean, we don't know if they took the GameCube version and ported over, if they took Dark Moon and like ported. We don't know really what they
Right,
did.
yeah.
I mean, I imagine they just took the GameCube version, but
Mhm.
they might have already kind of figured out how that works, so it's easy money for them.
The way I saw it was they did Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2, like they did the combo pack. You can get
Yeah.
2, it comes with 1. I feel like they easily could have taken Dark Moon, put it on the Switch, and it said, here's also Luigi's
Yeah.
version.
I mean, maybe they, who knows?
I hope they do
three,
it.
Three will come out maybe in a year or two, and they'll
Yeah.
have 1 and 2 ported over or something.
I mean, just because I like Luigi's Mansion so much, I
Yeah,
might pick it
love
up on
it.
the 3DS.
I'm
but
gonna
not
I
buy
was
it.
watching like a analysis between GameCube footage and the 3DS.
Mhm.
It looks like pretty rough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Surprisingly, was
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if you wanted that bad, just replay on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm gonna buy it though because I want to show, which is always like a conundrum, right? Like if you have a game that you don't necessarily want, or like you don't know that if you're happy with what they've done, but you want the franchise to continue, it's like,
Yeah.
do you buy
Yeah,
it? And
it's-
so in
it's
this
tough.
case, I will buy it just because I love that series. I want to make sure they make a third one on the Switch.
They even advertise for it as like, if you liked, Dark Moon or whatever,
Play the first
here's
game.
the
in the-
original. Like, you'll like this. So,
Oh, and the third reason is because the original one was supposed to be in 3D.
Yeah.
So they might just be honoring that. Like
Mhm.
we wanted this in 3D, let's bring it out in 3D.
I hope that they improve the way it looks in the 3DS in the final version, because I know it was just straight up. They just announced it, but
Yeah, and I think
it looks pretty.
I think
looks
it's
pretty rough.
for a port. It still actually has a little bit of time. I think they said August.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Luigi's
they have
Mansion?
time.
It just
Yeah.
says this year. for-
Yeah,
for Luigi.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit. I think it'll spruce it up a little bit more.
And then they showed Kirby Star Allies, comes out March 16th. And then
A bunch of free DLC for that.
yeah,
Bunch
the
of characters
DLC is
from
going
the
to be
past.
coming out the 28th. I'm not really excited
Looks-
about
I
it.
I've heard it's
like,
really good. Like
yeah.
I've heard because that's their it's just like the multiplayer thing, right? Or
What?
no, that's the other thing I'm thinking of. There was that one they released pretty recently where it's like RPG Kirby where you pick the roles and like you fight bosses and stuff. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
I'm thinking of that. and
Yeah.
that's-
This
that's
one is
different.
like
This one
you
looks
go-
fun. I don't think it's our cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I think I think Kirby's a great series. I think it's great for kids. It's a couch co-op.
Yeah.
So I think it might not be our cup of tea. I'm still buying it to play with my brother because I love couch co-op. But
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of potential.
Kirby's always been a really good game for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's not super hard. So like you can like play with your
It's like
siblings.
it's surprisingly enjoyable, even like
Yeah,
for
oh, yeah.
like older people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. I hope it's a hit. I hope it
Nothing
does
beats
really well.
Kirby 64 though. That was the funnest.
It was really
The
fun.
most fun.
Fun.
Favorite power from that game? Go.
Favorite power?
Favorite
The
power.
sword.
Okay. Did you play it?
No.
Did you play it?
I played it. Don't remember much.
Yeah.
Mine was the
Too young.
like exploding ninja stars.
Okay.
It was like bombing like I think sword.
So
or
the
something.
OP one.
You would like no, it wasn't actually wasn't that good, but it was just super freaking
That was
It
a
cool.
game
sucked.
that I played with two of my cousins, and all three of us played at the same time. I think it could support.
There was mini games. You could play.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
But my favorite part is when like DDD like comes on your side. That's like
Well, that's what this one is now. They I think that's gonna be part of the DLC. Oh no, maybe I
No,
think it's
well,
starts with
it
it.
launches with DDD, Meta Knight, and Bandana D, and they all are like they're like the special version of your friend characters, and they can help you out. Then they have free DLC coming out a week later, and it's like the jelly thing, the hamster thing. I don't remember their
Yeah.
names, but
the
The
hamster
jelly
thing, the
thing.
jelly thing.
yeah.
So after that, they showed Okami for HD.
which we were waiting
Or to
when
say,
Okami was
Okami
first
HD
announced.
coming out for Switch.
When they first announced the remaster for PS4 and Xbox, the whole comment on the YouTube page was, "Where's the Switch version? Where's the Switch version? Where's the Switch version?" Everyone was like, "This is literally the perfect game for Switch." And I think a lot of people expected them to announce it, and they just wanted. Nintendo likes to announce things on their terms, so I think a lot of people were like, "Where is it?" But they also wanted to wait to see if Nintendo Direct announces it, and they did.
Didn't they release it for PC as well? And it was locked at 30 frames.
that
Something
sounds
like
terrible. If they
Yeah.
did.
It sounds like a horrendous
No, it
experience.
did because a lot of games have the thing where if the frame rate is like attached to the physics. So if you like higher the
Oh,
frame
yeah,
rate,
yeah.
like wonky things will start
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, that was a thing with like Dark Souls and stuff.
Yeah.
Where like
Huh, which we're about to get to.
yeah,
Is that next? No,
I don't
we'll get to it.
but for the whole physics attached to it, like there were some games where I think it was in Dark
The whole game.
Souls 2. There was a glitch where if you had like too good of a computer and if you like unlock the frames
Yeah.
fast, your weapon would break faster and
Yeah.
you would I think do less
Oh.
damage.
Ugh,
It was a funny glitch, but
also
uh,
annoying.
yeah,
People are like-
it's straight up more Dark Souls.
Why
Like,
is my weapon breaking in 3 shots?
yeah, it's because your
It's
game
like you
is
spent too much on your computer.
Yeah.
Way to go.
yeah, it's really cool.
Shout out to Rich Zip in the chat.
Hey,
Just throwing
Rich.
that out there.
That was really enthusiastic. I'm sure he.
Shout out!
Thanks for watching. Next we got Sushi Striker.
Yeah,
That
The Way of the
looks-
The heck is
Sushido.
that?
and it looks nice,
It's
but
so
that's
different. That comes out June 8th for the 3DS and the Switch.
Yeah, it's like a little.
it was like a surprise announcement because it was
Yeah.
originally for the 3DS, and they were like surprise it's on 3DS and Switch, and
Yeah.
you're like,
It's
That's
like a
nice.
mini. It's like a mini game kind of thing where you're just like eating sushi and
Yeah,
like,
it's you basically you have to. It's kind of like
like
the
like,
Liquid
like,
Honestly,
like,
Candy
a weird
Crush,
like
but-
that was a
Candy
good
Crush
name.
with Puyo,
yeah.
and where it's like
So
the
you
mat-
you eat like a bunch of you have a bunch of rows of sushi coming in and out, and you have to eat like a certain amount, like a certain color or a certain type, and then basically you throw stuff at the opposing.
We've already
the
spent too
opposing
much time
person.
on this.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's
So there's that.
Like that. You know what I'm trying to do?
Yeah. Close enough.
I tried.
Octopath Traveler comes out July 13th.
That's a Switch exclusive, right? I mean,
No.
no. I think it's a Switch. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Now. I think it is a
It's
Switch
like it's
exclusive.
too graphic intensive. Even though it's like 16-bit kind of, but like 3D, it's
Mhm.
too much for the 3DS. I feel like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's Switch.
But the
But
game looks charming though.
the collector's edition
Yeah, they announced.
It has a coin too.
Yeah,
has a coin and
It's
it
quite
has
cool.
it has like a it's like a book
Yeah.
that opens up and it's like a papercraft like 3D diorama. It's really cool.
I
I
don't-
kind of want to get it.
I don't understand the obsession with coins lately.
I don't either,
It's
but
just-
Uncharted 4
It's
had one
just-
too, and I
yeah,
still
it
have
did.
mine.
It's just like a little collectible.
I have
Yes.
the Cappy coin.
Yeah, I have
I have
mine.
that.
Yeah.
it's cheap for them to make it, and it's
Yeah.
like,
It's something that you
It's
always.
just like a
incentive
member, like you
to
feel
buy it.
appreciated. Like, oh man, this is cool. I'm gonna put it in my drawer and never look at it again.
Exactly.
I look
see
at it
mine every
sometimes.
day. Yeah, I put it on my dresser.
I put it in my wallet and try to spend it. You know, we
Do
don't
you
take
accept
that.
Mario coin?
Do you? We've got Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes
That's
coming out.
really cool, really
2018.
exciting. No More Heroes 1 and 2, and this isn't the third one. This is
No,
like
it's
a,
just
this is like a
completely separate.
mid game.
Yeah.
But those were great on the Switch. They were one of the
Number 2
few
was good.
mature titles on there. Like they had that and Mad World that were like really on it. But this one.
You
had-
said on the Switch, you mean the Wii?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the Wii. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
never got to try those games out.
yeah, they were one of the few like really hardcore games, that and Mad World, and they both were like super cool for what
Yeah.
they did.
Was Mad World like the one with like the really
Black-
cool?
It was a
black and white
Gears of
one.
War black and
Yeah,
white game.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
had like red when he splashed heads
That's
open.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
After that, they did the Dark Souls. Since you want to talk about that,
The
they have-
amiibo, what the hell? That was so cool.
Yeah,
It was,
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I'm waiting for it to
Surprising.
pre-order up on like Best Buy or something, but it's not there yet.
I am getting that. I don't buy amiibos,
but it's like a Dark
It's
Souls.
it's a Solaire statue. I'm
Like, how
getting
do you
that.
not?
There's for people who don't know, there's a really iconic character for the Dark Souls series. He was in Dark Souls, the first one. I don't think he was in Demon Souls, but they're making it's very uncharacteristic of Nintendo to make an amiibo
Super.
of a Dark Souls character. It's
Yes.
like a mature, super difficult game that doesn't really go well with Nintendo like as a company. But they're making
old Nintendo, because new Nintendo,
that's true. Well, new Nintendo will do anything now.
new Nintendo does what
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
Nintendo don't.
Except
And
for
older
internet.
Nintendo don't.
But
The new
they're-
Nintendo doesn't do well with the internet. So
we've talked
Well,
about it before, but amiibos are like they're little collectible figures, but they're super cool. So they're making
He's
one.
looking. Yeah, I don't see one.
My amiibos
Yeah.
are upstairs.
They're making one of this iconic Dark Souls character, which is really exciting.
Yeah, very cool.
praises the sun.
Before the game comes out, they're gonna have a network test for it.
I think,
free.
I think it's very
Anybody-
smart.
Anybody can try it out. I forget when they said it was, but
Very
they don't.
smart.
They said they're gonna have more details on them.
Nice.
that's exciting.
I can't wait to try that.
Then the one they spent a little while on, Mario Tennis Aces.
What?
I
I love tennis.
I just skipped it.
Did what?
How
I
dare
skipped-
you?
I skipped that portion of the direct.
This
Mario
one comes out.
Power Tennis is phenomenal on GameCube. The Game Boy version had a fantastic RPG story.
They had one on the. Did they have one on the Wii U?
No. They had
Let's play one. I feel
they
like-
ported Power Tennis, the GameCube
Yeah.
one, to the Wii, and then they had a 3DS one.
I played 3DS one. It was way too easy.
Oh, I'm
Wait.
sorry. Yeah, on the Wii U it was Ultra Smash, and it was ported super quickly. It was very light on content. It was
Okay, 'cause
actually
I played that one. I
they
played
like
with some
rushed it
friends.
out when they weren't sure if they were gonna phase out the Wii U, and so yeah.
I think the only Mario Tennis game I played was like on the 64 at our cousin's house. I think that was pretty much it.
Listen, I love the franchise. I think Camelot. I think is a really strong developer when it comes to the spin-off titles, the sports spin-off titles, and I'm very excited. For
It looks
Aces.
beautiful.
I'm very excited
What,
for it.
It
when
looks
was the
does look
last
cool.
time we got an original like Mario sport game? It's just been following the franchise,
Mario
right?
basketball.
Where's
Yeah,
Mario
but-
Hockey at?
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
I'm
so-
like interested in seeing like.
The last new sports game we got was the compilation, and that was on the 3DS, and I used the Amiibo cards, and that had golf, tennis, baseball, soccer, and horse riding. So horse riding was the first new.
Horse riding?
Yeah, it was. I don't know who came up with
Equestrian
that
or
game.
something?
Yeah. I
Trying
don't know
to-
who came up with that game selection. And before that, the last new one was I think 3-on-3, which was on the Wii,
That was
and that had
I like
the Square Enix like White Mage
basketball
and-
one was really.
I still have it on my DS.
You too.
Yeah, that's three. That's
It was
Oh,
on
I'm sorry.
DS.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
DS.
I got it.
Mario
Mario
Hoops.
Sports Mix was the one that was before that. That was on the Wii,
Yeah.
and that had basketball with the White Mage from Square Enix.
Mhm.
And then before that, it was Mario Hoops 3-on-3 on the 3DS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninja from Square Enix.
So this Mario Tennis makes me really want Strikers back. I love that.
Mm.
Maybe that's next.
I want
Dude.
strikers. I want golf, and I want baseball. I love
want
all
Mario
of the.
baseball.
Dude,
That's what I'm
From
saying.
the
We all got like we need
Strikers
this.
for the Wii was the best.
So much
one.
fun.
Yeah.
So much
Super
fun.
Mario Strikers Charge.
Charged, yep.
Yeah.
And you had to break the ball apart, and you had to like catch all the.
Oh, it was
So
awesome.
good.
I mean, they showed, like I said, they spent a little extra time on this one. They were showing like a lot of the stuff, how you
Yeah.
break rackets, the different modes,
It's
stuff like that.
I think first of all, giving credit to Nintendo. They straight up announced this direct is going to focus on tennis.
Yeah.
Like they straight up let it be known before they started. And also, I think it's a strong game. I think 64 sold great. It's done historically. It's done really well. So I
Mhm.
think they were smart to spend time on it because it has a lot in it. It has the story mode now. So
Yeah.
Do we have a release date for that?
June 22nd on my birthday.
Oh wow,
That's
okay.
pretty.
I'm
That's
getting.
cool.
They
Pretty
they
soon.
did also announce they're gonna have a pre-launch tournament that you can enter and try out the game.
And you get they have online and
Mhm.
online with online you unlock new characters, new
Mhm.
outfits. So it
That's
has-
pretty cool.
It looks like just like Splatoon. It's going to have a lot of support.
I want to get back into Splatoon after
Well,
after.
I
we,
think Splatoon was after that, right?
No, after that was Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That
Oh,
would be on
I love
July
Captain Toad.
13th.
Yeah,
It's a fun little puzzle game. I
Yeah.
gotta say, I had it on the Wii U and I played it for a couple hours.
the new Odyssey levels look awesome.
Mm.
Like, because I think all like New Donk City has so much potential for like Mario franchise going forward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I
And they're gonna throw that in there. They're,
the whole yeah
They're just gonna have a couple of levels from Odyssey, I think.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they also announced you can do. It's kind of like 2-player basically, where one player.
it's the same thing that we talked
Yeah.
fake co-op.
Here,
Couch
collect these
co-op.
on-screen currencies.
Yeah, or hit the Goomba with the coin
Well, it's
star bit.
basically pointless. So the one
Yeah.
is like one, as Toad, he's gonna walk around. The other one, I think, moves like little parts of the
Yeah,
map around.
I think that's exactly what it is. Or you
which
stop
I feel like
enemies.
can definitely make it worse.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need
Yeah,
to
you
turn
get
it
a-
this way.
you get a
Oh, we
headache.
went the opposite way. So I mean, you played the other one, right? The other Toad.
Yeah, it's a charming little.
I loved it. I
It's
thought
like
it
a
was
little
great.
puzzle
A great
game.
small. I wonder how they're gonna price it. I think they need to be.
$40.
Yeah, they
It
really
was
need to
40
be.
bucks.
I
on the Wii U.
think
That's
it's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
be $49.99.
No, I think they need to. I hope they don't for that game's sake because it sold well because it was $40 because it was $40 worth of content. It wasn't 60 and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is gonna be 60 and a lot of people are kind of peeved at that.
Mm.
So
I'm
I
still
really
gonna
hope.
buy that though.
I will
Dude,
too. I absolutely
I'm
will.
going to support that game 100%.
That's one of
More
those-
people need to play
That,
that.
right, exactly.
It's really good.
Which is
music.
it's part of a larger conversation about the Switch's slate going forward, right?
Mhm.
It's just to get that in real quick. It's a question of like, why are there so many ports? Well, there's so many ports because these are phenomenal games
Yeah.
that didn't get a lot of playtime on the Wii U. So
Yeah.
they
It's good.
had
It's good to do.
they
it.
were all great games. So if you bought a Wii, I bought a Wii U, and
I
I'm
have
probably
one
gonna
too.
rebuy a bunch of these games for the Switch because I
Yeah.
like having it on the go.
It's just a Smash.
But
machine.
Smash. Are we there yet?
No, not yet. Next was Undertale. They're bringing that to the Switch.
That was a
Eventually.
great yeah.
No, that was a cool
Yeah.
little.
I played in like an hour of it. I
only
more.
played it for like a couple. I think like an hour. I think
Yeah.
It's got a great following. It's a great game to have on the Switch.
A lot of good music, I will say though. A lot of good music.
Was it a one guy show? Like only one dude did everything?
I don't know. I
For
don't
music, I
actually-
think so.
Yeah.
but it's a good little game with a good score.
Next, they showed Crash Bandicoot, the trilogy.
That was pretty
coming
surprising.
July 10th.
That's
which-
insane.
mean, that's-
I see what you did
Yeah.
We knew it was gonna get ported to other consoles.
Yeah.
But again, seeing Crash Bandicoot after years of because he was on the Wii with like Twisted Mutant or whatever, but
Mhm.
having original Crash Bandicoot that
On
you only played on
PlayStation.
Sony PlayStation on the Switch, and they later announced it was on Xbox and PC too
Yeah.
in their own Facebook page. but-
Where's our Crash Team Racing?
I want that so bad. It's so good.
It's
What
like
I want
a
more
really
than
good-
that would be Spyro.
It's coming. Like we know it's
Yeah.
coming. It's
Yeah.
you're
Crash-
gonna get it. Just
Crash
wait.
Team Racing was like very
Fantastic.
yeah, like it competed well against Mario
Yeah.
Kart. Like
It was fun.
yeah, not a lot of people played it though.
I played it.
Next
I
up, they
was able
showed
to.
Little Nightmares coming out May 18th.
Another cool thing. Another great game to small game to have on it.
That's gonna have, I think it was like 2 different stories.
Featuring
Yeah,
Johnny
six.
Depp,
I think
right?
it was six.
Isn't
I know. I'm just
Six and Kid. It looks like a Tim Burton. It looks like a Tim Burton.
Yeah,
movie.
right.
That one
Kid
was-
and Six, I think, is what they're called.
Yeah. It looks cool. It looks
Yeah.
interesting.
I heard good things about it on the PlayStation 4.
And then they got South Park: The Fractured But Whole coming out April 24th,
I'm
which
excited.
was so surprising.
Yeah.
For that kind of game.
That is
That-
extreme.
coming out on
Yeah.
Nintendo console.
It's less about the game and more about what it represents for Nintendo going
Yeah.
forward.
Buttholes.
But exactly.
Lots of buttholes.
Between that and Dark Souls, and even
Yeah.
that, but South Park even more because of the crude humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's less about the game in that instance and more about what it signifies for Nintendo going forward.
Right.
It shows that they're very willing. They've shed their former skin where they were like, no, we don't want anything on this that's gonna, like when you had to downsize the blood in Mortal Kombat or whatever,
Mhm.
like, and even with the Wii where you only had like 2 hardcore games, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So fantastic news for Switch going forward.
Then they had Hyrule Warriors, which I was excited for because I'm up by this
Wait, I
point.
thought that was already announced.
Well, they announced the
Then,
release date,
yeah.
May 18th.
Oh, okay, that's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm excited. I liked it on the Wii U. I
Yeah.
didn't finish it. And I went back to it, I think, 3 different times because I wanted to get more. I played more and more and more. So I'll definitely get this one.
And
I
the
like it.
3DS version was like arguably superior because it had more content, but
Mhm.
inferior because it was on 3DS. So
Yeah.
this is bringing all that content
Yeah.
and putting
Yeah,
it
I
on.
gonna have
forgot
all
I
the
even
DLC
had that
on
on
it.
the 3DS.
Yeah, it was yeah.
After that, they showed ARMS. They're going to have an online open March
I'm excited
8th
about that.
through, I think, the 18th. And then the 31st, they're going to have a test punch. Kind of like a
They
tournament.
did that in the past where
Yeah,
you could play the game for free. You could just
Yeah.
test it out for
Yeah.
like a weekend or something.
I returned my arms after the first week. I didn't.
I still have.
I don't play
play
too much of it, but I don't return games, and I think it's a cool franchise. I think it can do a lot with it, so I just kept it.
I
Yeah,
never got
I'm
that
excited
one.
for this because it shows that they're not giving up on it. They're still
Yeah.
interested in supporting it, which is cool.
Now, Keanu.
Well, they went to
Not the
Split-
end. I was just saying, they went into Splatoon 2. There's going to be an update. It's going to have 100 new gear, 3 stages, and a new rank above S called Rank X. Yep.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's extreme. Is that what it stands for?
I'm probably
Yeah.
They're-
And then they went into the Octo expansion, which is their new expansion.
which had a really weirdly sexual kind
It
It
did.
was like an
character-
actor thing, like
I
Yeah.
like that music that they were playing. That was pretty intense.
yeah. And then I think someone I don't know if it was real or not, but someone like freeze framed. What is it? Not Callie and Mary, but the new
The new
sisters.
girls. Yeah.
There was like the one had like the bandana of Tupac, and the other
And
one had
Biggie.
the crown of Biggie.
No,
I
that's
was
that's
like,
literally
what?
that's deliberate. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
no, absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but was that really how they looked
yeah,
at it?
that's how the
That's
the
awesome.
amiibos look. I'm gonna pull it up just to
Yeah.
make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
So that's going to be the first. Is it the first paid DLC for?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it looks like it has a bunch of content, so I definitely don't think anyone should. I mean, you can make your own opinions, but I don't think anybody should fault them for charging. It looks like it's a
No.
lot, and it,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
definitely a lot of content. And
I think it's more. I think it's gonna have more than single player had at launch,
mhm.
which
I'm excited for it. It's
Yeah,
really cool.
it
But
is.
the girl doesn't have the bandana in the amiibos, but the other one has the crown.
yeah.
So that's
I think does she have the bandana in the video though?
in the
Yeah,
video,
that's
but
great.
not on the amiibo.
It's hilarious, dude. Like
It's really cool. It's a nice little nod.
So the expansion will be out this summer.
Yeah.
I don't have an exact date. But how they ended
let's
the
go.
direct. They're like, all right, this is that's,
Oh.
that's it. Everybody have a good night. Oh wait, there's one more thing.
that
So they showed the Inklings, running and shooting each other. Then it gets real dark.
and
then
then you see
this
fire.
giant fire.
Right, and
And in her eyes, you see what? But
Smash logo.
the
Let's
Smash
go.
logo.
Oh my god.
Super
like-
Smash Brothers for the Switch. It's finally happening.
Okay, that's so. First of all, we knew it was gonna happen at some point, right?
Yeah.
2 reasons. It was they have it on Switch. I mean, they have it on Wii U.
Mhm.
They're porting every game from Wii U.
Yeah.
You
It
think
would
it's
be.
a port of the Wii U again?
We'll get into that conversation
Yeah,
in a
we're
minute.
gonna do that.
But we knew it was gonna come at least as a port because they're porting every other game, and it's that and Mario Kart 8 was what saved the Wii U for a
Mhm.
little bit of time that it did.
Yeah.
So we knew it was coming. But that being said, you get hype about Smash. Like
Yeah.
all the fun you have with it. If you're competitive, all the competitive scenes you have with it. If you play with your family, all the fun you have with it.
Mhm.
And so when they and it's a direct that's before E3.
Yeah.
And so it's a direct in the middle of March. People have started to like weather their expectations, and they're like, okay, this is a March direct, so let's like not expect anything crazy. They do one more thing, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And it was I'm so excited.
Now, basically, the reason why I wanted to have you on this one is because you're like the big Nintendo guy. So I knew you were excited for the direct. With this Smash announcement, do you think it's a port or do you think it's a new game?
So there are a wide. We only got the trailer.
Yeah,
But
there's just a quick glimpse of it.
there's a wide range of facts and snippets that point to it being either a new game or a port. Off the top of my head, the first thing someone would say is the dev cycle, right? So it's I just looked, and the Wii U version came out in 2014, which is like wow already. And then so that's
That was Bandai Namco.
so yeah,
Big.
yeah, and so that's what 4 years.
Yeah.
Some people say like, oh, so we need 6 years for a Smash because that's usually how it is. But a lot of the times it was Sakurai either making another game and then jumping in on it, and like for Wii U they announced it and then like they didn't work on it for like another like half a year.
Yeah.
So 4 years dev time is actually right the amount for them to have to create a new Smash. They had the trailer itself. For one thing, the logo is new,
Yep.
so that off the bat looks like it's new. But the trailer ends with copyright material, and it's HAL Labs
HAL
again,
Labs.
which they weren't responsible for. They weren't directly responsible for
Wii
Wii
U.
U. Namco Bandai was. So that alone makes you think. But again, that can go either way because they have a copyright on the name itself. So
Yeah.
whenever you attribute Smash Bros, you attribute it to Nintendo, and you also attribute it to HAL. So that can go either way. But it was just HAL and not Namco Bandai. So that points to most likely being a new game. The year it was for was 2018. And usually when it's a port or a franchise, it's the year it came out to the year that it's re-releasing. That being said, Pokken I think had 1 year on theirs, and Mario Kart DX had 1 year on theirs. So again, that can go either way. And then you have the last one, which I think actually kind of makes it There's two things that for me that kind of cements as a new game, because I initially thought it was just a port because it was like the original like reveal trailer where it's like a new character. It's the same marketing they were doing for the Wii U version. But there's two things that really make you think it's a new game. One, Sakurai tweeted directly afterwards confirming he's making the game, which was actually, you weren't sure if he was gonna do it because he was tweeting all during the production of Wii U, and he was like, my hands are like breaking apart, like his hand, literally, like his health was like deteriorating, and he doesn't know how to micromanage, and he was like, I want this, and then he would go to the other computer, I want this. So he tweeted to confirm that he's actually making it again, which I think is cool because he's the granddaddy of the franchise. But then he, the way he phrased it, and Google Translate, you always have to be careful, but he basically said, we have been working in silent on this game for a long time, and we're just getting to the point where we can talk out loud about it. And so the way he said that, coupled with the fact that Nintendo's been very straightforward when it is a port about announcing it's a port, those two things and all those small miscellaneous things all together make it very much seem like this is going to be a new game. Now, that being said, there's no doubt they obviously used the Wii U engine, and because like Melee to Brawl, they had to remake everything. Because they've gone on the record about why they didn't include like certain Melee characters. Like, why can't you just port them over? He was like, well, we recreate the engine. I have no doubt that they took the Wii U engine, they ported it over, but then they fine tuned it. They made new stages, they made new characters, they added more to it. So when you say it like that, it kind of still sounds like a port. But I think but also Call of Duty, like right. So like World War II, the next one is probably going to borrow a lot. Black Ops 4 is probably going to carry a bunch from Black Ops 3. So I think in that aspect, I think it's a new game.
Zach, were you excited for New Smash?
I'm like immune to Smash hype.
All right, well, guys, that was fun.
Listen, I've conditioned myself to, because I don't want to sit there in anticipation and like it'd be agonizing for me to.
Best part.
But I more just want. I don't like waiting.
But it's coming out this year, so it's.
But even still, like 6 months is still like it's agonizing for me. So I remember back when the Smash for Brawl when Brawl was like when they did like the really frequent
Brawl
updates.
Dojo, and they were
Brawl
like,
Dojo.
Yeah.
I was like
waking up at 3 o'clock to.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was super into it. And I was like, damn, this is like it's
My
such
life.
a tease. It's taken over my life. And then when they did the Smash for Wii U, I was like, all right, I'm gonna dial it back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait, and I'll take it if I stumble across it. But I'm not gonna
He is.
actively.
He's like, that's his way of saying I'm excited, but I don't want to reveal it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm very excited for it because I'm actually a pretty competitive Smash player.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited for it, and I'm pretty excited for Breath of the Wild Link, and actually,
Yeah. We didn't even get into like the
Happy
small.
Mario, right?
Most
Yeah.
likely,
Yeah.
in
it
the
might be a
sil-
costume or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
In the silhouette, like they made for those that didn't see the trailer, to sum up really quickly, it's like you said, it's Splatoon, it's the Inkling boy, the Inkling girl from the original that everyone knows and loves. They're shooting back and forth. It gets dark. You see fire. You see her eye. It's the Smash logo on fire. and then it zooms out and it
You
shows
see, like, the silhouette.
the silhouette. So the ones you can definitely make out is Mario, Link.
I don't think Mario's gonna be in this one.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's done.
The ones you can
He's
definitely
done.
make out are Mario, Link, Donkey Kong, Bowser,
Samus, I think you can make
and
out.
Samus. Those are the ones you can definitely make out.
Yeah.
Then if you start like dissecting the silhouettes, it looks like you can. It's Pikachu, which I mean they're not a surprise, but
Yeah, you're not gonna do that.
the like kind of sure is Pikachu, Kirby, Pit. I'm pretty sure Luigi's right next to Mario.
Mhm.
And then you get, and I think maybe you can really like Yoshi. You can kind of make out, and then if you get into like the speculation, oh, and Marth is in like the pretty sure category, and then if you
Yeah.
get into like speculation, Captain Falcon. Oh, Sheik is another one. The pose is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then maybe Ness, maybe Jigglypuff, maybe Fox, maybe Captain Falcon. And all these are all characters that are coming back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in
If they
that
don't have
trailer,
Fox in there, then
yeah, Fox only. Like, how are you gonna play that?
Yeah.
But those are characters that like you most likely see in the silhouettes for. And then when they show a close up of Mario silhouette, you can't see Cappy's eyes, but then they make it a point to show for Link, it's Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I could definitely, I mean, Flood was great. I love Sunshine. I still expect them to have DLC for Sunshine for Odyssey, but
Yeah.
that game is a decade and some change old
Yep.
now. So if you're looking to update his moveset right there, you replace Flood with Cappy. So I think by showing Breath of the Wild Link, they're showing even these like classic characters are finally going to get some more of a revamp.
right.
Jake, how do you feel about Smash?
I'm not like hugely competitive, but I'm gonna buy it.
Damn,
I
right.
how,
alright.
Proud of you.
I mean,
How
I'm
do you-
excited for it.
What do you
Yeah.
guys think the amiibo compatibility is going to be? I mean, you got
All
the
of them.
whole line of
All of them
amiibo
will
was
be-
made for Smash.
absolutely.
I'm hoping
Costumes,
they'll innovate and do something. Well, maybe not. Well, I don't know.
Let's talk. So real quick, let's talk about what they need to do to add to it, right? So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Mhm.
took Mario Kart 8, which was I think the best Mario Kart game, minus the fact that they lacked multiplayer because they rushed it out.
Mhm.
Deluxe went and said, you know what, we're gonna take this best game, we're gonna add the one thing that was missing, and create Deluxe, the best Mario Kart in my opinion. Smash Bros. In my, the one thing missing from the Wii U version was there was a severe lack of single player content.
Yep. I
A
totally
lot of the
agree.
mini games that were staples, like Target Smash,
Yeah.
and then Subspace Emissary wasn't always in it, but it was such a great part of Brawl. So many people even if you didn't like the gameplay, the fact that they were made a cutscenes of these people together were great.
Yeah.
He went on the record saying he didn't want to actually include that simply because people were uploading the videos, which is kind of like, really.
Yeah.
But if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe shows anything, and even though we said this isn't necessarily a port, there's one thing that was missing from each one of these games. In this case, I think it was single player content.
Didn't
So-
GameCube have like a single player mode or story
It
mode?
had,
Well,
like,
they had All Star
arcade mode.
All Star mode is always in it, but
They had for Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. What was that game mode that was on the 3DS only?
yeah, it was the Rush
Smash Run or something.
Smash Run.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have had that on the
That-
Wii U version. That was really fun.
If it does end up being a port, the least they can do is take all the 3DS content, up-res it, put it on the Wii U engine, and add back Ice Climbers because we're only dropped because the 3DS couldn't handle them.
Yeah, that's true.
Add in Splatoon, obviously. At this point, add in anybody who's not back, like Wolf.
They should
and-
they should take this opportunity to just destroy the freaking cast and add 30
That's
new
what.
characters.
Well, I mean, even if you don't the stage list, right? You have all these stages that are already made from all these other games, from all the other Smash games. Up-res them, use the engine, and just
If it's just like a straight port of Smash 4, I would still buy it.
I absolutely don't.
Oh,
Get me-
yeah.
absolutely,
I
no
would
question
too.
about
if
it.
it's like a lazy port over, I'd
No
still buy
question
it.
about it. But I think they're what they did with Deluxe, and what they're doing with Captain Toad, and what they're doing with maybe not Tropical Freeze. So what they did was funky, but
You funky guy.
but what they did with Deluxe and what they did with Toad shows they're gonna at least add a couple more characters, add a couple more stages, and
Okay.
hopefully add single player.
All right. Well, that was
one last thing.
what?
Yeah.
The whole you can put your tinfoil hats on for a second. The whole
Right.
Smash Bros subreddit, they're all freaking out. Is this Melee HD? Are we gonna finally get a Melee
No.
HD
No.
with
No.
new characters?
No,
But listen, they had in the trailer, the score of music was very close, if not exactly the
and
same
yeah.
as the Melee menu music.
Then the logo looked a little bit more reminiscent of the Melee. That's what
So-
my brother said because he's trying to get into competitive scene.
So yeah,
So maybe it'll be a melee.
Is Melee still bigger than Smash 4?
Yes.
Yes.
the competitive scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But Smash 4 did maintain. It did a good job of maintaining its own, and still shows up at like
Evo.
Evo and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I look. You have to, if especially if Sakurai's still in charge. I hope I'm saying his name right, by the way. But especially if he's still in charge, he's gone on the record saying like basically that Melee was a mistake. He was like, I never meant for it to be this competitive, and then he made Brawl. He had tripping, which thank God he got rid of in Smash
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
It's hard because like Nintendo recently has shown they actually do care. They're starting to care about the esports league.
Yeah, they
show they're starting to listen. So at the most, I'm gonna say it has a melee mode, right? So it's like at the most, it's just the Smash 4 ported over, new stuff added, and then you have an option to like play with like melee physics or something.
That'd be
That's
interesting
at
to
the
see.
most what I think is gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna be a
I can't
return
believe
to
he's like,
melee.
I never meant for this. It's like,
Yeah, no, because he was like,
That's a big
Embrace
slap
it.
in the face.
Embrace
Yeah.
it.
To, like
Yeah.
the whole community.
It never. I mean, and think about it though. Like a lot of Melee's attack is accidental or just like stuff they like wave dashing. That wasn't. I believe don't quote me. I believe that it was never intentional and like it was a part of it was, but not to the degree that it became a part of the
right.
the meta or whatever. So,
All right. Well, we gotta wrap it. So on the direct as a total, like as a whole, Jake, how would you rate it?
pretty good.
Yeah. Out of 10, what would you say?
I'd probably like 8.
The favorite part about it?
Dark Souls.
Zach,
Soul Air.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Zach, same question. How would you rate it? What was your favorite part?
I'd say about an 8 as well. And my favorite is Smash. Very close second is the Splatoon content. I'm pretty excited for Splatoon.
very central.
Keanu, what about you? Favorite part and rating?
Without Smash, I would give it a 7. With Smash, 10 out of 10. Because one of my favorite things is one last thing because the
Mhm.
hype it builds in that moment and it paid off. So
I'd probably give it about a 7. The
7?
one thing I do
Okay.
wish it had was I want a release date for The World Ends With You. That's all I
Oh,
want.
they didn't even talk about
Oh,
that.
Nope,
yeah.
didn't even
Yeah.
talk about it.
I
But-
forgot.
saving some things for E3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe they have a good
and
demo
my
or
I
something.
guess the way that they ended it with
When
Smash
is
would
E3?
be
June?
yeah, June.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's usually June 16th or 17th.
Okay.
All right, well, so I guess if you're watching it here on Twitch, you can find Video Game Crunch on Twitch. We got a Facebook page. Please like us on Facebook. YouTube page is the same name, right?
Yeah, Video Game Crunch. We put our video up on afterwards.
Yeah, it's
the next
usually the day after.
Yeah.
We have an email if you guys want to email us, or just on our Facebook. Just let us know what you guys like, what you didn't like, what you want to see. Jake, what's the email? I can reach out.
Contact.videogamecrunch@gmail.com. It's right there on the Twitch page too.
Yeah. So we like I said, we had a lot to talk about today, and the episode was full of Nintendo
Yeah,
joy.
yeah. well,
I do want to add something though.
Yeah.
I am kind of come in contact with indie game developers, so we
Mhm.
might do like a mini episode during the week.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a half-hour interview with them, see like they can promote their game a little bit and like, get some more information out of them. So
Yeah. So if you guys know anybody,
Yeah.
anybody in the industry, looking
keep an eye out for that because we might actually be doing one this week. We'll let you know on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
post it up. So definitely, let people know, hey, there's this cool thing, Video Game Crunch. You should check it out. Gamers, people who like movies, whatever. Anybody. So definitely give us a like there. Anyway.
my uncle works at Nintendo.
My uncle is Nintendo.
My uncle is Reggie. He's a man.
My body is.
Well,
Reggie.
from myself, Anthony, Jake, Zach, Keanu, I just want to say thank you for watching. This is Video Game Crunch, and game on.